Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of my Unsolicited Opinion podcast with myself, Joy, Ty, and Allen. We are back again to give our unsolicited opinions about things that we're seeing in pop culture. And this time we are talking about none other than the Melanie King. You all may have heard of her because she has amassed over 300,000 subscribers. And if you are a fan of Kevin Samuels or anybody in that red pill space, I'm sure you've come across her. Well, in this YouTube world, everybody's allowed to have an opinion. We have our opinions, they're unsolicited, right? Well, this week, somebody has been seen throwing rocks? Was it
Stone, rock, throw.
living in a glass house and throwing stones? And that's what we're gonna talk about. Like, what does this mean when somebody gets on their platform, says things, espouses that their life is a certain way, and all of a sudden them tables turn? Because baby, them tables, they gonna turn every single time, okay? So we're reacting to some of the content that came out about Melanie King earlier this week.
Yeah.
So ladies, y'all, do you follow Melanie King? Because I don't. I don't even know. I barely know the lady.
So no, I don't necessarily like. I'm not a subscriber to her channel, but I've seen her videos, of course, and and especially with when she was on what was that? Just for early things. When she was over there, I saw the comments that she made while she was on that platform, and then of course everything that's been happening the last couple of days with her, and then I've seen some other streams with people basically calling her out, right? And so it's interesting. It's interesting, and I guess the question for me that comes to mind is, um, back in the day, I remember my dad saying something like "do as I say, not as I do" type deal. And when people get into these spaces where they're giving advice and they have like these very like extreme stances, they're taking, I would say, shots at a particular group of people, and then all of a sudden, you start to reflect the shots that you were taking, just like we said, throwing stones in the glass house. It's just interesting, and then I guess I saw her trying to clean it up and all of that, but that for me just went left in itself. So it's interesting. We'll pull it up though. What you think, in Allen?
I really hadn't heard of her either until she came to the lead attorney's mastermind. That's when I kind of got acclimated with her and her content. And I was like, okay, she seems cool. And then she said that she had her kids channel, Naya and Ellie. So I have a little daughter. I was like, okay. That sounds familiar. So okay, I was like, okay, she dropped some gems on us too. She did give us some good information. So I was kind of open minded when I looked at her channel, checked her out. But the things that they have been saying this past week or so, it's been very interesting. So
Right, right,
we'll
right,
see. Y'all want to
right.
see who's in the chat before we get started in this
Yeah,
thing too
let's do
good?
that.
We have Google Me in here. It says, peace, greetings, and salutations. Welcome, everybody, to the My Unsolicited Opinion podcast. Y'all see it's rolling off my tongue like butter right now. Simsia, whatever you like. He says, salute, podcast, chat, and family. Mama Bear Illustrations, one of our top mods over here. She says, good evening, ladies. Good evening,
Hey
chat.
now.
Good evening, Mama Bear. Celeste, we have the doctor in the house, the dentist. She says, good evening, ladies in chat. Y'all know we got a lot of supporters over here. Y'all support us real, big time over here. Sim,
Definitely
what
day
y'all
one.
think? He says, Melanie is out here enjoying herself. You all need to stop. Guess what? One thing about us at the My Unsolicited Opinion podcast, we don't judge. We're not here to
Yeah.
judge. We're here to see you do you. But when you're out here, giving these Hippocratic, type vibes, we will offer our opinion that we didn't, that y'all didn't ask for. So
Yeah.
Let's check it out, Ty.
And I think that's the thing, right? We don't listen. We ain't giving advice over here. Okay? Like if you take what we say and you want to apply it to your life, great. But we give opinions and they are unsolicited. That means you ain't even asked for it. Okay? So we are just giving our thoughts. We are not giving out advice. And I think that kind of separates a lot of the people when you know they talk about it's entertainment, right? This is entertainment. But a lot of these people are really out here saying, like, no, I'm giving advice to, black women, or no, I'm giving, I'm talking to, black men, or this and that. Okay, girl, that's cool, and it's fine if you do that, but you have to, when you're giving advice and you want people to like take you seriously, you almost have to like practice what you preach. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the comment she made when she was across the pond, about, these comments went kind of viral a little bit a couple of weeks ago as well, before the whole blow up, or the blow up of the I guess the black manosphere. So I just want to play these comments, and then we can talk about it on the other side.
Across the board, black women are the lowest in terms of dating and marrying. In fact, actually, black women are high in dating because we give up sex the most. We're for the streets. We're twerking. We're doing the most. We dominate rap in the culture that is very sexual, especially in the US. So a lot of men see us as easy targets to have sex with. And we have the highest rate of having children outside of marriage, wedlock. And so men see us as bed wenches, easy to have sex with, but they don't see us as valuable wives. Our culture, especially in the US, I don't know how it is in the UK, I know it's a little different, but our family structure is so broken and so destroyed that we really, the majority of black women in the US, we've been put into a position of just being, sexual, just for a man's sexual pleasure. But if they're going to take a woman serious, that's why you see a lot of black men when they become successful, they're not marrying us. I mean, they do. Okay, let me say this: 80% of black men are marrying black women, even when they're successful. But there is a huge thing where a lot of black men are going to other races. Why? And a lot of women don't understand. They say the man is racist. No, the culture that woman may have been brought up in, her submissiveness, in our culture, we're being rebellious, dressing provocative. It's standard. It is standard. We hate ourselves a lot. We hate our own hair. We want our butts to be the fattest. We pride ourselves on things of being bosses, having the fattest booty, being able to twerk the best, but not intrinsic values that is a wife. And to speak to Maggie, like we talk about, like
All right, y'all. So those were the comments that I've seen circulated around the YouTube streets, and of course people give their commentary on these comments. But what do you guys think, Joy? What do you think about her comments there?
So I want to begin with I guess y'all. Here's my
Unsolicited opinion.
yeah, y'all. As again, someone that is newer to this world, uh, I don't know a lot of people that sit around and talk about these sorts of things. And what I have learned in this very short window of time is that most of the people that are delving out this advice and saying this is what you should do and how a man thinks, or the men saying how women think or what they should do, they're not very successful in those roles themselves, from what I have seen. And I'm not talking about her specifically, I'm just speaking of people that already have amassed hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And I'm talking about the people that are on their way up to trying to amass a bunch of subscribers by telling women how they should live and things. What what is strange to me is that I think what happens is they're calling it their life mission. I think that that's very interesting that, from what I keep hearing whenever the stories are being told about how they started in the space, which is a male dominated space, to talk bad about and or down on women under the guise of, oh, I'm just here to help, giving a handout, to give a hand up to help a sister along. Um, there's an escalation of commitment to whatever those talking points are as you get more and more and more and more people that are like, yeah, girl, you go, girl, sister, girl, all of that. And I think that it becomes very easy to get to a space where you are no longer talking, but now you've taken on a public persona. And it's that public persona and the commitment and the dollars that come along with this commitment of these ideas you got to stick to and kind of hope and wish and pray that who you are or who you were when these ideas first started don't come out about you. So it's all for the money. That's all I see. I have yet to see someone that has amassed a following that hasn't been divorced, hasn't been a person that created a broken home, having kids, whether it was in the marriage and the marriage didn't work, or you out. Well, I won't go down the list, but you understand what I'm saying. I have yet to see somebody have a successful situation and then tell me how to get a successful situation too.
I will agree with that, but I'm gonna let NAllen give her thoughts and opinions on Melanie's comments there, and then I'll come back to kind of like piggyback off of what you said. NAllen, what you got? You muted.
Let me unmute myself. Okay, so y'all know I might be struggle streaming tonight. Did I tell y'all about? Anyway, that's I'll get to that later. But anyway, so I think it's a little tricky when it comes to this kind of stuff because I agree with Joy. With a lot of these people, they have gone through a lot of things, so it is more of a like, do as I say, not as I do because I made mistakes, and which they're not pointing out the mistakes that they've made, not in the beginning, not until somebody exposes them, right? But in the beginning, they're like, hey, this is what you should do. And I think she's talking to men. But I do think that it's interesting how she didn't have her. Y'all know I like all the hair. Okay, I wear the TV hair. Y'all have heard me. I think it's interesting that when she went across the pond, that she had her natural dark normal texture, thickness, hair. I say that. And she also her no makeup really, very little. And she, I wear these kind of shirts. I wear collar shirts. Like y'all know, I dress like I'm going to work like all the time on a regular day. But I think it's interesting how she was looking on there because on her channel, usually, she's giving us a little, little
Ba, ba, ba,
cleavage.
boom.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with the clicks and views as well. So that's what I think. I don't think a lot of these people are not living what they're preaching. And, that's unfortunate, but that's what I think about that. I think it's a lot of for clicks and views. What you
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
Ty?
I definitely agree. It's about the money. I mean, you become a content creator. I mean, not all content creators. There are people out here that are trying to do good with the things that they put out. But it's really hypocritical to me to say that this was my life's calling, just like Joyce said, to see something better within the community. And in the first one, of what you're known for is putting it down a particular part of the community, specifically, black women, right? You're echoing. I don't understand how that's bringing black women to the table to be with the black men. And we talked about tone and things like that, right? There is a way that you can I guess call it out, or call a spade when it comes to the faults on both sides, right? But it's all about tone. And a lot of times I see some of these content creators that say, oh, I'm speaking to women, I'm trying to help women, or I'm trying to help young girls, not make the mistakes that of 304s and blah 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 blah. But then you go to the chat and it's a bunch of men, which tells me the young girls are not receiving the message. You're not talking to young girls. Or say on the other side, right? When you have these female content creators that say, they are, uh, I guess they're trying to, bring, the black men to the table so they can meet, black women, half and half. And I mean, they're trying to speak to black men to get them to come to the table, but then you go to their chat and there's a bunch of women. And so it's just like, yeah, I don't know if your message is getting across or if you're just echoing what your audience wants to hear, which is fine. But make that not like, don't try to disguise it with something that you really aren't doing. And we talked about this when it came, in the mastermind about tone and target audience and who we're actually speaking to when we say certain things and how we say certain things. And I think someone who has amassed over 300,000 followers or subscribers pretty much knows that, right? Especially if you have like a million, right? You pretty much know who you're actually speaking to when you say, certain things. So, it's just, it's I don't want to say it's weird. It's like y'all said, it's about the money. I will play to my audience. I know who my audience is. My audience wants to see me do this. And so I'm going to keep doing that over and over and over again so I can get the cash apps, I can get super chatted, I can get, the accolades within this community. But then you'll say, well, I want to bring us together. Well, you're missing one half. You're missing the other half, right? And so clearly, what you're doing isn't doing what your life mission is supposed to be. And I'm not saying that that they don't get other, like, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of women that watch Melanie King and watch these other men. I mean, of course, I think we've seen a couple of videos, stuff like that, but they're very small in comparison to the bigger whole. And so I'm always like, that's where I get into that's where I get into the grift, right? I'm
Mm.
telling you I'm doing this and this is who I'm speaking to and I want to help, these group of people and I want to do this, but I'm actually doing this, right? I'm actually here. I mean, we're here for the money. If you're a content creator or whatever, you want to get paid for the things that you put out there. So I'll just say that, right? Money is gonna, if you're good, the money's gonna come. You want the money. I don't know anyone who's stopping the money. Whether you're taking it for yourself, you're giving it off to charity, or whatever you're doing it for, you want the money, right? But it's
That's my
about the
money.
grift to me comes from when you say you're doing this, but you're actually doing that, and you're actually doing that because it's
So
not hard.
grift is that hypocrisy? Like a
So
grift?
I don't I wouldn't say the grift itself, or a grift. Not we're not speaking specifically to Melanie King. Is hypocrisy. What is hypocrisy? Is when you are calling out these things, but then you do them, right? And so that just leads me. One second, I need to queue up these some of these comments that she made, where she's talking to this young lady, and telling her, all the things that why she's, you know not married, right? Because she wants to be a boss and she does this and she doesn't listen and she's rebellious and so on and so forth. And like you said, black women are twerking and things like that. I want to play um this clip real quick. Give me one second, so that
Watch.
we kind of put in context of what's going on here. So
Yes.
while I'm
Let's
getting that queued up, y'all go ahead.
Sim Sia, he says, it ain't safe. It ain't safe. These YouTube streets are not safe. In the words of Tyrese. Sweet lady. Mama Bear illustration. She says, I will judge her. What she said was me, and I hope there are rocks in her shoes for the rest of her life, okay? Y'all ever had a little bitty tiny pebble in your shoe? It's so annoying. May everything she touched feel sticky. May her food be unseasoned. Why did that feel like really harsh, Mama Bear? It's like you didn't say that crazy, but it was like unseasoned food. Must we suffer with that? And
Yeah,
there's
that's the
rocks in
crazy
our
part.
shoes? Yes.
All right, y'all. So here is we'll take a look at this and then, we'll get your comments on the other side.
So when I'm on stage, my lyrics, everything that I do, I represent Christ, I represent myself, and I represent beauty, and I represent black women that are bosses. So for me,
No,
let me
girl.
land.
Girl,
Let me land my
no.
point.
You can't land no more.
Why
That
can't I
boss
land no
stuff.
more?
Black women are not bosses. I'm sick of the
Excuse
narrative
me?
that black women are strong, independent.
I didn't say strong, independent. I
But
said
we're not.
boss.
A man does not want a woman who says she's a boss.
Insecure
Sweetheart.
men don't want a
No,
boss,
no,
but it's
no
alright.
man. And I'm telling you, men who've conquered the
insecure
world
again.
do not want this. These are my clients. These
wanna-
are the men that I know.
Let me say something
They
to you,
respect
babe.
you as your singer, and they're
That's
pandering
fine.
because of your talent. But are they taking you home and saying that's my wife?
Somehow.
There's a difference
Somehow, though. That's the point
between
you're
your
not
art
understanding.
and being a wife. And what you've got to say at 25, you got to say, you know what? I don't know everything.
I don't. But
And
what-
so I'm telling you, you haven't
Yeah.
talked to enough men who are high value. And I mean the highest of value in the world. Billionaires who are my clients. And they're dealing with BS.
I hear
And they want me to
you.
walk them through their divorce and hold their hand because they're sick of it. They can't talk to anyone else. And they're sick of the BS. And what I'm telling you, no. You got a rebuttal to everything, but you're not digesting. You're hearing, but not listening.
don't
And
have
it's
to,
not,
though.
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I don't
You
know.
know why it's important for you to listen?
To you.
No, not to me.
Okay, too.
To wisdom. Because the
hear
Bible, you talked about being a Christian,
Yeah.
but it says the older women need to teach the younger women, and younger women need to listen, be submissive. But you know how many young women are not submissive to what men say? But you say you're a Christian woman.
Okay.
You can't be a Christian woman and buck against what men are saying. That is anti-biblical, is anti-God, is anti-Christ, and it makes you the great whore of Babylon. That's what the
Yikes.
Bible
No, it
talks
doesn't.
about. I was
No, it doesn't.
raised in Christian school, Christian college, and I was in church 4 days a week, all day on Sunday.
That doesn't mean anything,
No,
though.
it means something when I'm telling you scripture and you're bucking against it, and it's against the word of God. So don't claim God and Christianity,
against
but your
God?
attitude is bucking, and you cannot be quiet for one moment.
So what
But
have I said that's
don't
against
ask me a
God?
question. Respond to what I said.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So, and they go on, and basically she's, she basically told this woman, like, you being a boss is not, what men want. And for me, it's the generalizations. And I believe someone in the chat said that, right? It's the we, or, these group of men, and then these very specific types of, like, I guess, requirements that this big group of men want. And I personally I can't subscribe to that. If you say, these people want specifically this, then I'm more, like a more of a niche type of people. But when you generalize something like all black men or all black women or all, of the 1% of these high value men, so on and so forth, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. It's not what I'm seeing. And so I don't know how you guys feel about her comments to this young lady who's a singer. Of course, she has the blue hair. So, early in the stream, she was talking about, them stereotyping her to be a specific type of, I guess, ghetto black woman because she has the blue hair. But she's saying, this is my brand. This is, I sing for a living. This is who I am. Blah, blah, blah. And of course, they list all of the reasons why, she's, I don't even think I played that part. Let me keep going. Hold on. I don't even think I played.
With the whore of Babylon?
Yes.
She said it.
We
She
heard.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. But, like all of that because this woman has blue hair and she calls herself a boss because she feels like she's in charge of her own life and her own whatever. Now she's the whore of Babylon.
That was...
Really? She didn't say anything about, sex. But she is because she's not listening to Melanie King, she is the whore of Babylon. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
I'm gonna go ahead and call BS on it. Because out of all the things she said, Melanie, sorry, she never said she was, speaking from the experience of a wife. And she has been a wife. It would be more, to me, acceptable for her to speak as that person, not as some relationship consultant or
Yeah,
I
she did
speak to
say her
my
client.
clients, and my clients, these high value men, these men are making this much money. What about? I'm
What's her
just saying. What
job? When
about
she says clients, what is her job? I
I
thought
guess
she was a
YouTube
YouTuber.
consultant? That what
yeah,
you
it's
do?
YouTube, and I guess she does consults to men looking to, I
I
guess.
guess get women like her who are, even though, like I said, I'm just keep going back to this. That lady had blue hair. So what? Melanie, wear those blonde dread wigs when she back over here on this side of the pond.
Okay.
So I'm just saying she got it on now. She had it on MTR channel. She had it on. I'm just saying it. But it's like, to me, because she would be more credible as a ex-wife, former wife, as a woman who has been married before for however many years. But just to be speaking because you want to be a sex symbol on YouTube, and men talk to you because they just want to spend money and spend time with you. I don't think that gives you, that I don't think that gives you credibility. But if she were speaking to her as a person who has been married, and divorced and had, so many subscribers, and who's, very, very well known on YouTube, I think that would give her more credibility. And I think that Horror Babylon comment was just, it was very dramatic. And I think, again, that's how you get people to go ahead and watch. You got to be like, Horror Babylon,
Loud.
what? You on here
Yeah,
like, I mean, like, who does that? Like, who does
so
that?
Professional YouTubers, like they know what's gonna get the clicks, right? She knew, oh, this is probably gonna be a really good sound bite, and playing to that, which is kind of what I was saying initially. Like the whole thing, like it's not normal. I don't know what to
It's strange.
I don't know what else to say. Like,
yeah, I think, yeah, you're right. It's like, because she's been doing this for a while. Like we said, she had, her daughters had a channel. So she's been on YouTube. She knows how this, she knows how this whole thing kind of works. She knows what's gonna get the click. She knows what. And yes, Asim, if you didn't read it, I did pull up I'll pull it up again for everyone. Clarity what a grift is, and that's obtaining money or property illicitly. So I think we were correct in the definition of like grift. But it's cool, Sam. You good? Okay, we good. Um, so I lost my train of thought because I wanted to answer this man's question so bad. Um, but my I forgot what I was going to say, y'all. Go ahead.
well, again, but no, like kind of going back to the original thing of like, how did she get here? Why does she have these talking points? I don't know the origin of her story of her marriage, but I did see some clips on I don't remember another lady's channel. Um, we were talking about her offline. What was her the other channel?
Relation.
She reacted to it.
The
Um,
lady.
it's a lady. She had short hair and the glasses on the video. What she was
Yanni.
responding to. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yanni. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Mm.
And so I heard of her today. I didn't know. But yeah, I mean, even like on her channel when she was showing different clips of Melanie and she was showing Melanie speaking in a car by herself, this is something I was called to do. And like I said, I don't know the origin of her story, but for whatever reason, she's found a space and a lane that apparently 350,000 people like. Right?
Right.
I don't know how many of those subscribers are still active subscribers, but I've learned that the only thing that happens on these channels is people find three things to say and they say them over and over and over and over. And it becomes very cult like sometimes, almost
Yes.
brainwashing, even.
Yes.
And so if that, I mean, and it's okay. It is, there's a certain psychology that goes along being able to amass that many subscribers, and she's very talented at it.
Oh
And I
yeah.
mean, she's extremely talented at it.
Yes.
I will say, but I don't necessarily think she has to believe everything that she says. So I guess it leads. I say all that to say, do you think she ever stops to have any type of self reflection? Like, okay, like, oh dang, I got 50,000 subscribers. Or, oh dang, I'm at 100,000 subscribers. Like, okay, this is going good. Like, at what point did she say, okay, I'm starting to go a little bit away from what my real life looks like?
I don't know. And Nastasha, you brought up a good point about speaking from I guess maybe an ex-wife perspective or whatever. And even then I'm still side-eyeing that, right? If depending on what you're saying, right? If you're saying, hey, I was married for however long, and I got divorced, and here are some of the mistakes that I made in my marriage when it came to my husband that, I think people may want to watch out for, if, depending on if your husband is like my husband or if you're like me. That's kind of one way to kind of phrase some things to make yourself a little bit more credible, right? But if you're grouping every black man to be like your husband, and then you're grouping a group of black women to be like you, then that's where I am. You lost me, right? Because everyone is not your husband. Your husband might like pancakes. This husband might like Starbucks sandwich.
And he
You
might
can't.
like pancakes with you. He might like waffles with somebody else.
Right, exactly, right? And so I think we forget that people are different. Do we have some commonalities? Yes, but we're not a monolith, right? Everyone is different. Everyone is, and I would go to say that there are not a lot of, I don't know how many men that are supposedly high value, making all of this money. I don't know them to frequent these YouTube streets or have the time to do so. I don't know. None of the, I don't say none of the men. They may go to YouTube to learn how to do something, but I would say that they're not learning how to get a woman. I don't know.
That man told y'all the other day, we off code. That man,
What?
we off code. They was getting us in line.
We got all kind of women to get us in line. We got women of different
Getting us together,
ethnicities.
girl.
What? Women of different ages, who don't want to be real, even though they saying they being real. We got men. Everybody's trying to get us on code. Why are we so special? If we not that special.
Girl, we off code.
Stop trying to tell us what to do. I told y'all every episode of this podcast. I don't listen. I don't.
But that
I'm
makes you, right? And
Yes.
so I feel like we are failing to understand that everyone is different. My relationship is not going to look like your relationship, right? Just because we both marry military men does not mean that our military men act the same. They may have some commonalities. They may agree on some things, right? But he didn't marry you for a reason, and your husband didn't marry me for a reason, right? So it's something about the two of us that's unique that these people like, and we have to like really like understand that. And when you're out here giving it this blanket advice with, these specific things to a group, a widespread group of people, I'm like, I'm lost. I'm lost with the generalizations. I am lost. And so now we've kind of like seen her comments, and you know what? Let's go to the comments in the chat to see what they're saying, and then I'll come back.
Yes, let's go back up a little bit. Mama Bear illustration, she says, no one is taking her home and calling her a wife either. Look at the false prophet's misuse of scripture.
Okay.
How do we pronounce this, guys? Ogufare? Y'all know, y'all be knowing. I don't know. I'm from the deep south. I don't even know if this is a real name or not.
We just Goofere, and if we, you could write that phonetically in the chat so we can speak, say it correctly. But for
Yes,
right
because
now,
we
I'm gonna
don't
call them,
respect it.
I'm gonna call them O.
Yes, O says the top of the food chain dress super sexy, the triple XC, and men send the bag. They send the
Yeah,
money. We accept it. Hey, don't think now. We
but
ain't about the grift, right? Or are we? I don't know what this is. We giving y'all opinions that y'all didn't ask for, okay?
right,
We're just telling
it
y'all
ain't a
like
grift.
how crazy it is. Like when somebody's telling you, like, calling people, a whole group of people, the whores of Babylon. Then, next day or two, week or two, it's like, hey, we see you popping like Freaknik from the 90s. What we was doing, Ty? Popping? We was
Oh,
popping, not twerking.
that's
And that's the
right.
thing about us too. We
I'll be
like,
back.
it seems it's better to me. It feels better when it's like, hey, look, I'm telling you, I'm not perfect. Okay? So it's okay if you're not perfect. And I'm gonna point out where you're not perfect when you start like selling the dream to these people, okay? So we just like, hey, this is why I messed up too. We was popping in the 90s. We were popping, okay? We went out. If you see us popping or twerking out here, who cares? Because guess
I'm not
what?
gonna
We
sit
never
up here
said
and
that
tell
we
you that
didn't.
I don't. I
We
will never
never.
sit up here and tell you that I don't, and I will
The
never
lady doesn't do that. The
and
ladies
I
that
will
are
never
participating in that, they're whores of Babylon.
and I will never tell you that's why you ain't got a man.
No, because we know men. They like twerking and popping. Who y'all think dancing up behind folks when they popping? They popping too. Somebody got to hold their homeboy up.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen that? I know
Hold
this is off subject. They holding them up so they can
They be like,
throw it back. I'm just saying.
they be trying to get
That I'm saying. Like,
it's
stop
homeboy. I
it.
got you, dog. Y'all remember
Y'all
those parties?
know.
Don't act like that. Y'all remember those parties in undergrad?
They
Don't act like
know.
that.
They know. If they being honest now, if they want to be like our girl Melanie Mel, they'll be like, no, you don't twerk. Unless you're me, and then I'm looking crazy because I said don't do it. But whatever. Sim says all the smoke. It's like poof, there it is. Nina Simone, welcome to the chat.
Mm,
She says, good evening, everyone. Good evening,
good
Nina.
evening.
Y'all let us know what y'all think in this chat. Like, I mean, are we on the wrong page or what? Sim says replay it so we can see it again, Ty, so we can hear it again.
What do you want to? What do you want to replay?
He probably want to
The,
hear that whores of
the horror of
Babylon.
Babylon.
It's like
No,
Babylon,
I'm good.
Babylon,
You ain't about to
Babylon.
do
Need a
this
little
just like that.
echo. Google me says, so she's an aspiring female, Kevin. That's what they kind of like dubbed her low key. But I mean, what's up with that? What y'all think about
I will
that?
say this, right? I remember, when Kevin Samuels first passed and just going, skipping through the space. I remember who's gonna be the next, the next person to kind of like take over, and there was a couple of names thrown out there, to take this man's place. And I don't know if her goal was to be the female Kevin Samuels, right? I know she started doing lives a lot more, had a lot of people coming up, and she's talking to them. A lot of men came up, a lot of men. I think maybe a couple of women every now and then, but a lot of men came up, right? And I guess she was giving her opinion. I guess some people felt like she was trying to be, him. And now her and Kevin Samuels were, like
Acquaintances.
were friends, right? She said that was her friend. Speaking of, let's get into
Malcolm
this.
X.
Hmm.
That's on Malcolm X.
That's her Malcolm. Yeah, her MOK, her Malcolm X.
Mm, 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 mm.
You
That's what
tired?
she said.
Respect.
Mm-mm. No,
Um,
that's what she said.
and so I don't know. I don't know what her goal is. I'm pretty sure her goal is to be the best she can be, within this space and be successful within that. But it's giving a little bit of Kevin, and I want to say people called her out for it. I don't know where it's gonna go. I mean, from here on out, but that interview she did, or her being on that podcast and was spilling out all these facts, these talking points about, I'll say facts, I don't want to say whatever, but just black women, we're this, it's giving Kevin.
I felt like she was in her bag when she went over there. She like, I'm getting in this bag.
Yeah, like I'm about to go in so y'all can clip this up, I can get more subscribers, let the money roll,
She
more
forgot
views.
though.
Hmm?
She forgot though. Like she was supposed to stay in that role. It's because
Yeah.
once they put you in a box, you kind of have to stay there.
Right,
So it's
because
like
this
now
is
we see you doing something else.
right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. What I have here is another, content creator, SPK Speaks, and they kind of like clipped it up kind of good. And so we'll play the first couple of minutes of this, but this just happened a couple of days ago. Now, mind you, this lady said that, we black women, We like to twerk more than we like to do whatever, with the bottom of the barrel. Basically, we do this and we do that. She definitely calls out like, baby mothers. You know what I mean? That's that thing and all this other stuff. And we're over sexual. That's, I remember her saying that in
Getting
that
all
clip.
this work done and the big booties
And we
and all
don't
that.
like ourselves. We don't like our hair. We don't like ourselves and all of the things that she said. But, let me pull this up.
Last one.
Y'all want me to be a bad girl? You want me to break the law? You want me to break the law?
Nah, look at this one.
That's the first one I pulled.
That's the one that you pulled earlier?
Yeah.
If
he had a poll, I would spin on it. I've never spin.
Oh, I gotta get a poll now. I
would spin on the poll. I would spin on a poll.
If I told you to.
Yes, because I'm obedient.
That's real.
Do you like obedient women?
They're actually my favorite.
Well, I would be obedient. I like being obedient.
It would make the utmost sense for you to be obedient based off of my requests.
I'm not a feminist.
No, you came Christianity when it works in your favor,
Not
but you
necessarily.
put down men and say, you're rebellious.
Can I just
You're
ask,
rebellious.
when did I put down a man here?
You're rebellious.
When did I put down
You're
a man?
rebellious, and I'm calling it out. You're rebellious.
But when did I call a
You're
man out?
rebellious.
I'm not.
You're rebellious.
I'm not, babe.
Don't claim Christianity.
Don't
You're
speak
rebellious.
that over me, 'cause
no,
that's not
I'm
me.
speaking it over
Don't
you.
speak
Even
that
you
over me.
talking now,
Yeah.
you have no discipline because you can't
Okay.
sit and listen without opening your mouth.
Yeah, because I don't feel like
Because
your
you're
points are
rebellious.
valid
No, I'm
to
telling you,
me.
you are Antichrist and you are the Jezebel. Whoever has influenced you has told you need to be this Jezebel and anti and
Okay, what we're
rebellious.
not good.
Welcome back to the channel.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was funny to me. Sis was like, we having a good time. And I'm not mad at her having a good time. I think she should have a good time. Right? Like, she should have a good time. We should have a good time. Everybody should have a good time, But the thing is, when you are calling out other people for their good times and the way that they have a good time, and yet that's what you're doing. And not only you doing it, right? Of course you're doing it for the pub. I don't know how many subscribers MTR has, but he has a lot. I mean, they're like around 500,000, right? And she got another 3, and they were both streaming from both of their channels at the same time, right? Now you just sat here and told this girl, called her the whore of Babylon, and I'm not calling Melanie King a whore. I'm not. That she's done
Or
nothing for me.
Jezebel.
Or Jezebel.
That
She's
touched me
done
some kind of way. I didn't like
nothing
that Jezebel.
for me to say that about her, right? I haven't seen any. I don't know, right? Then you say, we too busy twerking, and I don't know if y'all. I mean, I tried to put the arrow on it. You saw that twerk out, but I don't know. Maybe it was because of the reason that she was twerking. Maybe there was a reason why, she was twerking, and I think we talked. I want to go ahead and pull that up because there was a specific reason why she was twerking, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so we can all get some context on why she felt like she needed to twerk it out, and then y'all let me y'all let me know.
I'm using a biblical, like a Christian word. But it was just, I felt like I was, like, literally, I just started watching Malcolm X last night again. And I was like, my God, that's Kevin. I told him, I said, you're Malcolm X. In terms of relationships. And then, like, to lose him, like, I can't even talk about it. I still can't deal with this. Why I didn't go to his funeral? I cannot see Kevin in a casket? Are you
So I went to his funeral, and it was in Oklahoma. It was a private ceremony. It was a private setting. It was very weird and awkward to, because Kevin's fame was on a different level. Awkward to,
Okay. All right. When was your last relationship? How long was it, and why did you break up?
Did I skip it?
I didn't have to twerk it out.
You about to twerk it out?
I gotta twerk it out.
Wait, hold up. You about to twerk?
I gotta be a boss.
Well, hold up. Oh. Oh,
I gotta twerk it out, guys. It's the only way to get rid of the Kevin in me.
like just
Get rid
remove
of
the
his
bullshit.
mindset. Yeah, get rid of the BS. Let's just read the next question. Let's just move on quick, fast, and in a hurry. Is it my turn?
So y'all can have context. There was, that's why she was, twerking in front of 500,000, 800,000 people. Now, I mean, I don't know how many views this video has now, but that's why she had to, twerk because of how she felt about Kevin Samuels, and it put her, in a place where she felt like twerking was a way to cope.
So we never really gave context about what the video was. Like why she's on the show. Like why were they having a conversation at all? Yeah.
Oh, you was about to get. Oh, I
I'll
thought you
do
was.
it. Okay, don't worry. So
Oh, no, go
so,
ahead.
so Melanie King and MTR both have huge audiences, and they decided to play a game. It was like truth or drink. And so this was the clips that you're seeing is just a small part of a 4 hour long stream where she was drinking alcohol for 4 hours. And if y'all have ever been to a party or a club setting or your homegirl's house, you might be good for a couple of shots and then things start to fall apart from there. So that's why we ended up here. Because I don't know if it's a good idea to mix business and pleasure in front of, you know, hundreds of thousands of people, but it looked like that's what
Especially
happened
when
here.
you're someone that's, listen, and I'm not saying this about everyone, but we make like you said, you've been drinking for 4 hours. I done been to a day party and in that and walk out that thing and it's like, whew, I can't
What's
believe
it?
I was in there. And we've made a lot of mistakes when we're in, inebriated, right? And so a lot of times, I would say a lot of those mistakes come back to like haunt us. And I think this is probably one of those things. But what they say, what did they say? A
A
drunk
drunk.
tongue speaks a sober mind. Y'all ever heard something like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, and it's just so funny to me that this sober mind, to me, this drunk tongue and this sober mind got played out in front of like all of her followers, all of his followers. It's hypocritical, right? Because where's the grace? When you go into these spaces, there's not a lot of grace given to a lot to black women, unless you're a black woman that echoes
The talking points.
these sentiments, right? But if you are one that is going against it, and we don't go against it, we let y'all do what y'all do what y'all want to do.
Rock out.
Rock out with your rock out, right? But when a random woman says, hey, this, I was drunk, this happened, blah blah blah, a lot of time these spaces be like, well, why are you drinking like that? You why you at this man's house this time of night drinking, right? That's,
Whore
I
of
mean, that,
Babylon.
you know what I
It's
mean?
not very
What
ladylike to be
message
drunk
are
in
you
public.
sending when you're at your coworker's house this time of night and you're drinking, twerking, playing truth or drink? And I mean, y'all, it gets
Showing
cringier from
video
there.
of his thighs.
It gets cringier from there. I'm just saying, it gets cringier. And I'm not going to, I mean, like, unless y'all want me to, I ain't even going to play the part where I'm like, baby, I was scared for MTR. I was like, you gotta probably get out because you about to get pounced on.
Gonna
Like,
make a thumbnail. That's what she said.
Which is pretty ironic, actually, because if the roles had been reversed,
yes.
it would
Yeah.
not have gone very favorably for him. I'll
Mm-mm.
say that. If y'all haven't seen it, I mean, and it has nothing to do with her. I'm speaking in generality, but it's okay when the girl is the one that's being being really forward and making the advances. But if you all haven't seen it, and he was the one that was,
Keeping it kosher.
kiss me. Why don't you kiss me? Why are you scared? It would not have gone very well.
No, not at all. And I would think, especially with a platform like hers and the way she said she advocates for men, I would think you wouldn't necessarily want to play out those types of double standards, right?
Or
You know what I mean?
she
I,
shouldn't have. Well, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
To put him in a position like that, to say they both like, very large content creators. Let's see what they said in the chat, because King already he has
What do you
arrived,
say?
guys. He says, y'all about to make me get up and defend Melanie
Go
King.
ahead, Defender
Defend
King.
her. I guess what? Because what we are doing is simply stating our opinion about the facts that are, out there. She did call a lady a whore Babylon for what? For having
For
blue
saying that
hair?
she was a boss and she has blue hair and long fingernails, so she's the whore
And yeah,
Babylon, and she
she's a whore,
doesn't
right? And
listen
and
to.
and black women love to twerk and have big booties and get work done, and we hate ourselves.
We
So it's like you said this to this person, so it's like don't look at me, look over there. Just listen to me, don't look at me. But if you listen or look at what she was doing on that channel, this is just for those out there who are feeling some type of way based on this content that's being put out there. It's like, God damn, I can't get it together.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, and then I think it goes that everybody is human. Everyone is different, right?
Yeah.
We are human, and I think people probably wouldn't be so called attacking her the way in the way that they are. I'm not attacking this woman.
We
I'm
just
just showing
talking.
y'all what was said, and I'm showing y'all what's out there.
And we showing y'all what women do. We talking.
We talk. This is an unsolicited opinion, but if you didn't try to portray something, I'm not saying she's not that, but you see this a lot in like politics with politicians, right? And they say this, they want to push this type of agenda, right? But then CNN News, Fox News, all of a sudden this politician is being outed because they may be doing something, that let's talk about the guy that ran in Florida for governor. Black guy went to FAM, right? Democrat, right? Went up
Yeah.
against Ron DeSantis a couple of years ago. Now, I don't know. Stuff like that comes out, and y'all just gotta look him up, right? But it's that type of thing. Or the guy that had child the politician with the child porn on his what's his name, or the politician that was getting sexual advances from someone of the same sex in the bathroom, where all of this stuff. It's like I'm saying one thing, and then I'm doing like another. Right. And maybe the guy in Florida wasn't necessarily saying one thing and doing another, but he was saying he was a married family man and was doing something else. Right.
Something
He
way
was
different.
saying that. Right. He was saying, like, this is my wife. These are my kids. You know, love my wife, love my kids. I'm a family man. Vote for me. And then all of a sudden, it was a drunk Miami night,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
One night, allegedly.
Maybe it's a couple of nights, but and that's what I'm saying, like, and I would think someone like Melanie, who, like you said, is a professional YouTuber, it's about what I'm putting out there, could have probably policed herself better.
But I think it's fair to say that we all
Probably.
understand that this is for entertainment, right? I mean, how committed to the cause are her followers or her subscribers?
Oh, these
I
people
think they are
committed.
committed. I think that's where the problem comes in, Joy.
No,
Yeah.
that was the point that I was. So
Yeah.
it's kind of six on one hand, half a dozen on the other, right? I think to a certain degree, you expect things to be a level of entertainment. You know, like okay, like I'm gonna take you serious, but kind of not. I know
Right.
you have to be somebody different when the cameras go off. And she actually touched upon that when she was talking to MTR, saying like, I don't think they realize that we're real people. Like she says that. She was like, I think they think we just like sit in front of a camera and turn it off and we're just like here. They don't think they realize that we're like human beings. And it's the idea, like, I understand that you're human beings. It's like when I used to teach school, I'm convinced that the kids thought we lived there in the summertime. Like, it was like,
Right.
like they like they heads would almost explode seeing me in Target. Like,
Exactly.
I
you
look a
live
lot
around
different
here?
outside my work clothes, Alicia
Yeah,
Keys.
yeah. So, but I mean, I don't think that a majority of her audience is just so like staunch, like, oh, this has got to be the way she is and what she thinks and what she believes. A percentage, yeah, but I don't think a majority of them. I think most people recognize it's for entertainment only.
And listen, that comment you got up right now, in Allen from the Real Bravado Network. Shout out to him. Um, that was another comment made in that stream. Now, let you, Joy, you and Allen go, you on a video, you out with your homegirls or whatever, and you run up, whatever. And you tell a guy or a group of people, you pay me 5K, I'm gonna take my shirt off. Somebody clips that, put that on the internet, and now you got all these reaction videos to black woman, sells herself for $5,000. Is this what black women are worth?
Oh
Black
my
woman
goodness.
says she'll, and it ain't even Mardi Gras, right? Black women this, black women will do this. This is the state of black women. And I bet
Modern women. Modern women.
modern black, yeah, modern women, this and this. And that's right, because black women in the title is kind of like band, so they put modern women there
Disguise it with
instead
the
of black,
modern.
right?
Milton was being modern,
Okay, she
which
was
is
being
okay.
very modern. And if you would have did that, that could have been a drunk night for you, right? You're a professional woman, but sometimes you just like to kick it.
I
And
let my hair down as soon as I walk out the store.
okay, and you might be out with your friends and y'all drinking, and you just popping off like, I'll take my shirt off for $5,000. And somebody clip that, put that on YouTube. Now you out here, and all these people are reacting to this one moment in time that you had. And I bet you 10 to 1, Melanie King is gonna be one of those women to react to your clip. You ain't take off no shirt. You just said it because you drunk and you having a good time. And you might have even twerked a little bit,
I'm
right?
gonna pop. Taking
Oh,
over for
pop.
the
Exactly.
99 and
Pop.
the
Pop is
2000.
upper body, twerk is lower body, right? So you might have done that. And you understand, you get dragged for that. And like they said, they're human. I think I've always known that they were human.
Yeah.
That's why I look at them like, you really going off. And I know good and well, you've probably had a drunken night where you told someone that you would take your shirt off for $5,000. You probably had a drunken night where you played drink or dare with another man. You probably had a night where you were alone with the man in his apartment at, past, at night, drinking, twerking, having a good time, and then something else. You know what I mean? You're human. It happens. But if you were in a man's apartment playing drinking games, twerking,
Shame. Shame.
shame on you.
Don't be telling me in TLA business.
Clip.
Shame. Okay, just like that. That's how
I'm
it
just
happens.
saying, shame on you. And I'm not saying it's. And here's the thing: I'm not condoning. I'm not condoning that women should be in a man's apartment drinking, at late at night and doing this and this and this. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it. I haven't done it. I have. It's happened. And I'm okay with that. Right? I will live with the consequences of anything that I've done. I will live with everything that follows. But what and I will say, like, listen, sis, I've been in that predicament before. I know how it feels when you feel like you can't say no, or you can't, you're trying to change the subject when someone's trying to kiss you and you really don't want to be kissed. Like, no, let's not do that. Like, I know that, right? So I was, you might want to think again. You might want to think twice about that. But what I won't be like is you're the whore of Babylon because you did it. It happens to everybody. Well, I ain't gonna say it happens to everybody, but it happens to a lot of people. It just happens. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's that for me. You were human. You're right. You were human. You like to have a good time. You like to drink. You like to twerk. You like to dance. That's fine. Do that, sis. But don't be pointing your finger at somebody else because they doing that. The same thing that you doing. on camera in front of millions of people. Come on now.
I think she ready to pull the curtain down. I think she ready to go ahead and expose the wizard, whoever's behind this whole deal. She's like, okay, I played this game. I came on here, with the Mommy Cray Cray channel, did the kid stuff. I'm divorced now. I'm out here. She would say, they for the streets. Maybe she's just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and be myself now. And that's the thing about what I like about this channel, even though, I'm part of it, I'm biased. We don't even act like we doing nothing different than what we want to do. We don't tell y'all, look, this is what you should be doing as young ladies and boys and girls, other than boys, keep your heads in them books and off them girls, because y'all be wilding, because these girls be having y'all heads gone. And some of y'all be 40 and still got your head gone. Yeah, I said it, but that's just me in my opinion. We just like, whatever. Do your thing. You rock out. We not acting like we perfect. We made mistakes. We sharing our stories with y'all. And when other people think they want to do something else, they want to give advice, it's like, girl, stop. Because, we all human. Ain't no way. You've been through this life. You've been married. You've been divorced. Whatever. You're throwing up the F you sign. Like, what in the world are you doing?
I
Like
just
me, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I mean, whatever. She crazy. She doing her thing. But,
I just really struggle with women that are not currently married trying to tell single women how to get married. That is the weirdest, most uncomfortable thing for me. It blows my mind. I don't get it.
You know what? I agree with you, Joy.
And that
I
seems to be like the magic formula right now. A bunch of women that ain't married telling people that ain't married how to be married. Like, what?
I you know I agree with you. I will say this though, there you can learn a lot from the mistakes of others, right? You
Yeah,
can
but that should be the
definitely
position. But don't talk to
that
me
should be the
crazy.
position. That's what I
Yeah,
was going to
but don't
say.
talk to me crazy, telling me, like,
Exactly. That should be the position. If you've been married before and you're divorced, or whatever like that, and you're coming from a position of this was what I did, this is what happened, and I'm just giving my opinion because that's what
yeah.
it is on how things could be better. You come from that position, I can take you better, but then I'm still siding you because I'm like,
It
you
still
know,
didn't work for you.
I'd rather if my goal was to be a married woman for 50 plus years or for the rest of my life, then I'd rather go to a woman that was married
currently.
for for a long, or a man, right? I want to take my advice from the success stories. You
Yeah,
can learn you can learn lessons from people who didn't have a success story, right? But I rather if you're gonna ask me who I want to be mentored by, yeah, then I'm gonna go on over here to the people that's successful.
yeah.
To me, it's like nobody can give marriage advice.
I agree.
To
True.
me, to me,
Absolutely. No,
I don't know
that's
how much
it.
longer I'm gonna be married,
But
but
that's the gag. That
nobody
is the
can.
humor of the whole thing. It's like, oh, the most ironic person to be giving out the advice. It seems to be the biggest swath of people giving out the advice.
I don't think the married people, divorced people, single people, nobody can give marriage advice. Other than TLA could give you advice on the ending of marriages and relationships, but as far as like how to be in them,
How to
nobody can
maintain.
tell you. Nobody
Yes,
can.
because people are different. People are unique. What you like, the next one probably won't like. Right? You like your toes sucked. The next one probably don't want their toes sucked.
Right.
Like, don't touch my
Yes,
feet.
nah. Mm-hmm.
And what really grinds my gears? Here comes the unsolicited part. What really grinds my gears are the women that's telling me, the single woman, how to get into the, not how to behave in the marriage, but how to get to being in the marriage, but you ain't too in to be in the marriage. Like, we're in the
How to
What?
same
maintain how
spot.
to maintain it.
Like, yeah, like you on your journey. Well, well, okay. Well, if you ain't made it to the destination, I don't understand what you What we talking about?
And that's the thing. When you're giving advice from your point of view, from your experience, you're giving advice like that is specifically based off of your experience. That does not necessarily mean that it's going to be the same for the next person,
It's not.
right?
It's not a
And so
magic formula.
you have to say that. And I'll tell you this: if I was, married or whatever, and I was looking for advice, I promise it wouldn't be here in these YouTube streets.
Girl,
If I want to know what my husband likes, guess who I'm gonna go? Guess who
You,
I should be going to?
him.
Bing. If I want to know what he doesn't like, guess who I should be going to?
If you want him to know what you don't like, who should you be going to? Or who should he be going to?
And I think if you talk about, if you shift your focus on how to get a wife or how to get a husband or how to, and shift it on communication between man and woman, you might have better success. I mean, you might be onto something there, right? Not on what they like. Oh, they want you to cook. Well, why would I want to? Why would I want to be with? I ain't gonna say why would I want to be be with a man. But what I'm saying is why you're telling women you need to cook, clean, do all this stuff. But this man, this high value man that supposedly is what every woman wants, has a chef and a maid and could care less about what you cooking. It just doesn't. It doesn't compute with me, but maybe that's me because maybe I'm the one that's wrong because I'm not married. But then I look at these women giving the advice, and they ain't married either.
and taking money from other people's husbands on the YouTube. How
Because
respectful is that?
listen, I'm gonna call you. Listen, because they be.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? And so we all
I'm
acknowledge.
gonna be real. We ain't talk about her. Like, let's be clear, because the people that's just joining, I'm noticing that we're just talking in general at this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's what we do in this space is the generalities. Yeah, it's the generalizations.
Yeah.
Your experience is your experience. You can make it whatever you want it to be with your actions, right? The decisions that you make, you know what I mean? But like I said, people in glass houses should not throw stones, right? Because then that glass house will break. Okay, especially and we haven't touched on it or whatever, and I don't we don't necessarily have to if you ladies don't want to, but like you were we're talking about Melanie King again. She was married for some years, she had kids and everything like that, and I think one of the stats that in this space that I like to throw out is that women initiate 70% of the divorces in this country, right? And 30% are like men. And so what they try to, based off of that stat, they try to say that if a man is divorcing you, then it's something really wrong with the woman.
That's what they saying.
Right? Like if a man's divorcing, if a man is taking you to court and divorcing, there's something wrong with her or whatever, right? That is what they say. That is what they say. We've heard it numerous times. I don't even know where Doug is.
Be a better wife.
But
All
we've heard
that.
it.
Be a better
Women
woman.
are initiating divorces. Women are doing that. Men will stay.
Yeah.
They're gonna stay because they don't want to break up the family. They want their family. They don't, you know what I mean?
They want their cake and eat it too.
But in this case, her husband filed divorce from her.
That's all these YouTube women. Okay, go ahead.
So then I'm asking myself, like, so then what is it that I should be? You know what I mean? What is it that you're telling me that I should like take? What is the takeaway for me? Because not only are you a single woman, single mother, like I, right? Single in marital status is what I'm saying, right? You were married at one point, so you're an ex, right? Which is fine. I'm okay with that. And not only are you telling me how much of a whore of Babylon I am because, I believed or laid down with someone had kids, and maybe I was twerking and I got that blah blah blah, and I didn't have it, and it was solely on me to have my baby. You understand what I'm saying? Not only you telling me all that, but like you ain't married, and he is the one that filed. Hmm? So other than your mistakes, that you should just really like, that should be your channel. All of the mistakes you made and what you would do,
Yeah.
not what everyone else should do, what you would do to get another husband. Like let's chronicle that. Let's chronicle your journey into getting another husband instead of you telling everybody else. You know what
I
I'm saying?
like it.
I like it too.
Like what you're tell me, show me that what you're saying works.
That's the part.
Show me that it works.
Yeah.
Chronicle your, because I'm gonna tell you, you said that don't work.
Oh.
Right, you told me this stuff, this right here, being, hold on, because I'm gonna tell that what's because I don't want you. You told me this type of behavior here. Oh, that's cringy. That poor man. That poor man. Look, you told me this, ain't
When
it?
she started dancing, y'all,
Girl,
I
baby,
be
she ain't
done.
it. And listen, I know the
She's older
feeling.
than us though. She like, how old is she?
I know the feeling. Like you got you a good drink and you having a good old time and you with
Me
somebody. And
too. Like I
I'm,
feel it.
baby,
I but
have your time. Is what I'm saying. Like I look back, back, back. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes,
the
sis. I'm
sound
like,
effects.
yes. Don't let me have it in there because I would have been amping it up. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been like,
Go, go,
yeah,
go, shorty.
okay. I
It's
can
your
do
birthday.
all things through my friends saying "a" in the background. Okay.
Yes.
um, but show me, like I said, show me like that. What you're telling other women they should be doing works by you doing it. Right? If it's
Or
a
just
married
chill
woman
out.
on here that's saying like, this how I got my husband, this how she got her husband, these are my clients. Okay, these are my clients. I got them. I got a 100% success rate based off of what I'm telling these women. Right?
Cause the broke clock is right at least 2 times a day, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Show me, right? Not only did I take my own advice, I gave it to these other women. We at 100%. You didn't got to be 100%. You can tell me it was 80%. Like, 8 out of 10
Right.
of the women that took my advice,
Work. Yeah.
and they've been married for 20 plus years.
Nobody has
Cause,
those stories.
cause
Like, and these channels
it
been
ain't hard to
around
get
for however
married.
long. You're right. It's
It
not.
it
It
ain't
don't
hard to
work.
get married. They've been married for 20 plus years. I think what they said 7 to 8 years is that time around people like to get divorced. No, these people took my advice and they've been married for 20 plus years. Not just getting the ring, not just jumping the broom and then a year later getting divorced or 2 years later or at the 7 year itch because they really don't like each other. These people here,
Yep. The
20 plus
long
years.
haul.
Show me that. And then I'll be like, you know what, girl, how much you charge?
You own to something.
You
Yeah.
on
She ain't.
Yeah. It's
It's
true.
crazy. It's
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy.
Play that twerk part again.
Run that back. Hold up.
Run it back one more time. She look like, oh Lord, she look like an old lady in the club. Y'all remember the other night we was talking about the old men in the club? How they be looking crazy? She look like,
Man.
she out of her age group. How old is
Auntie is
NPR?
going wild.
And that's
What?
why, because we mentioned that she did come to the mastermind, and I was like all ears because I seen how successful she was
Yeah.
on YouTube. So I'm here to listen to your YouTube advice. I can see the success in what you've done. Now, there's been some talk about the YouTube channels and whatever. I'm not getting into that, right? This woman has had success on YouTube. Joy, you said it. She's very good at what she does,
She
right?
is.
Whether it's a grift or not, O'Shea
Gaslighting
said he out here grifting, whatever. You
several
understand
times
what
a
I'm saying?
day.
We can call it who cares, right? They watch it. It's entertainment. They're entertained, whatever, right? So I'm going to listen to the YouTube advice all day long because sis knows what she's talking about all
Yeah.
day. And I can see it. It's tangible. right?
Look at that. Go,
Look,
Melanie. Get that right there.
Melanie better work that thing. I
And you
don't
know
care.
what the thing too about her YouTube, but she got a lot of like, it is a lot of hate about, the YouTube situation. They talking about
Yeah.
she took over her kid's channel, whatever. And like, that was a big deal. I kind of feel some kind of way about that. Like, well, it's like on one hand, it's like, okay, oh, how could she do that to her kids? But the mom and me, no diss to the dads out there. The mom in me is like, that was her channel anyway.
Okay.
Cause if I start a YouTube channel with my child, I'm doing that. Daddy ain't doing that. I'm coming up with the ideas. He might
Mm-hmm.
buy the cameras and the equipment and stuff and go and start help upgrading this thing once you see it's jumping off. But that was hers to me already. So
So
because
here's
even
the
with the
thing.
little Ryan's tour review, we all saw him. Ryan used to be pissing me off because his mama had him playing with a baby alive and all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what is this you watching? You know? But
Just
he's playing with all the toys.
all the
He's
toys,
a
girl.
millionaire. He's a YouTube like ambassador. Like he is YouTube on the kids side. But I'm like, if she had her little kids on, YouTube, she took over the channels to how she take over something that was already hers. Now those were hers. I mean, her daddy, they got into like a business thing, like when they got like to a certain level. But to me, it's
I no, I agree. They were her channels. I think where people got, the sticking point was that these were, and so my daughter watches YouTube Kids. She does not have regular YouTube on her channel, and even the YouTube Kids is restricted to her age group, right? And if I hear something, that might sound just a little bit off, then I'll go in and like, block, that or whatever, right? But I not too much, not so much, because there's some content creators out here that are, for some reason, they just got to get to the kids. They wanna like corrupt these children. It's crazy out here. But yes, those are her channels. That's my, if I start a channel for my daughter, that's my channel. I'm running that channel. That's mine. But I think the sticking point was she then took that channel that's hers, and it's placed in a YouTube Kids, algorithm, and started posting adult content. Because remember, I told you these content creators be trying to corrupt these kids. So now, let's just say, my daughter was subscribed to Mama Cray Cray, right? And she watches it. I'm like, oh, okay, they got a little. I mean, I seen a couple of episodes. I don't know if I would let my daughter watch it, but I'm just saying, like, she's watching it. It's all good, wholesome channel. You know what I mean? Two black girls she could probably relate to because she's a black girl, right? Then all of a sudden, the channel turns into uh
whores of Babylon.
oh yeah, Horrors of Babylon, Truth or Drink, stuff like that, right? That my daughter is subscribed to, and so now she's like, "Mommy," and I think one of the statements that came out in the divorce or whatever they were doing with the YouTube channel was like she was asking the kids, does my makeup look slutty, and all that. And I don't know, I didn't see, I don't know, but this is what was put in these documents. And yeah, I would have that's the sticking point. Yeah, they're your channels. Yeah, they're yours, but you do have some type of um I don't know, responsibility that if you're going to switch up the content on a kids channel to, make do whatever you need to do so that your content doesn't leak over into kids YouTube, right? Especially if you on here talking about,
So petty.
twerking and calling people whores and like the same, like, think about this, right? Your daughter's watching this channel and it's two little girls on here, and they're probably she's their mom. She's probably giving them, all the praises. They're beautiful beautiful black little girls, blah blah blah, this and that. And then all of a sudden your daughter's watching this channel and she's hearing this same woman say black women are the bottom of the barrel, black women are whores, black women do this, black women do that, black women. And think as a little girl who's watching that, who's a black girl who identified with your daughters, who may have seen something like that, and it's just like, well, am I a beautiful little girl? am I this? Am I that? Because clearly, when I grow up, I'm gonna be all of these things.
A
Right? I
Jezebel.
mean, I don't know, and that's a stretch. I stretched. That was a reach for me. I pulled that out. That was
I think you got
pulled
it.
that
I
out
think you got
there.
it. I
I
feel that.
stretched that, but I'm just saying.
King Strong, welcome to the My Unsolicited Opinion podcast. He says, I feel y'all can't be a hypocrite while holding women accountable because they will use it against you. Just don't be a hypocrite in general. Like,
And here's
look,
the thing. I'm gonna say this. I can't even say don't be a hypocrite. We are hypocrites. I mean, we are, right? It happens, right? But sometimes we say things that we may not necessarily do. My father said, "Do as I say, not as I do." Right? Okay, daddy. I'm obedient. I'll listen. You know what I mean? But like, understand that is everyone. We're human. We all make mistakes. We try not to make mistakes. You know what I mean? We try not to be hypocrites. We try to believe the things that we say and do the things and execute, but we fall short. We fall down, but we get up. You understand what I'm saying? And you gotta apply the grace. So the same grace that a lot of men, King is giving to Melanie King. Look at that, King giving to Melanie King, and this is that same grace can be applied to a lot of the black women. And I'm not saying he doesn't, I'm not saying he calls out black women on his channel. So y'all check out his channel because he has really good like docs and stuff like that. But that same grace can be applied to a lot of the black women that they talk about, that they clip up, that they say are this and they say are that. Call them 304s, call them this and call them all of that. That same grace should be applied. The same grace that they gave just pearly things about her racist comments, grace, the red carpet. She's just ignorant. She's young.
King says, she said black women give it up the most. I can't agree with that. Them other folks are extremely loose.
Okay, and
That
that's what
made me think about when Joy, you told us the story about this lipstick game that these kids was playing behind the stairs or somewhere at school.
Yeah.
Y'all know we ain't doing that. And they probably was in elementary school, huh? Every time I hear that, like, oh well, no, I'm like, no, that's not us. And everybody knows they way more adventurous, you know, in general. I'll say that. Mama Bear says there is nothing wrong with being single or married or divorced. The problem is when women shame others for what happened in their life. It is a war. No one wins.
That's
I think
true.
exactly.
that's
I
right.
agree.
Yes. It's like,
Well
look, well,
said.
if y'all women out here, you single, okay. You single, you married, you divorced. Shoot, we just living.
And then the
Everybody knows.
real gag be when it be the single men that ain't never been married to be talking bad and talking crazy to the single women that ain't never been married. That's the gag.
Okay.
That's the gag.
All the single
Get
people,
on
all the single
down here.
people is
What
all of
went
them.
wrong in your 45-year-old life,
Ah,
50-year-old life? How did you get here with no kids? Stop playing with me.
look at Melanie. Ty, I can't be serious when you got Melanie back
I'm
there. So
sorry.
yeah, she got
This
some
that's
work
my
done,
part.
right? Did she
I'm
go get her
listen.
butt? I know she got
Hey,
the boobs done
hey,
and some face
hey,
work.
hey, 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 hey,
Oh my God. Melanie, why you
hey.
let them do
Cause
you
I'm
like that,
all for
girl?
her being able to have a good time. I'm serious. I'm all for
Me
her
too.
being able to have a good time without the backlash of everybody on the
Yes.
internet. But the only way she was able to be able to do that if she wasn't one of these people that spoke so, negatively about women that did that. Cause I'm pretty sure if I get up, I'm not because I don't feel like it. But if I get up and start twerking right now,
We pretty much dance or sing every podcast as well.
but if I get up and start showing y'all what I was, what I'm really working with,
You
oh my,
better
my
do
heart
it. If
beat.
you do
That's
it,
right.
don't do
That's
it. Cause
right.
I feel
Yeah.
like Melanie didn't do it full out. She
She,
didn't have really. She was a little hesitant.
I think she did it to the best of her ability.
You think so?
Yeah,
I
it's
felt like she was
given.
holding back. I'm gonna say she was holding back.
Ooh, it's giving the best of her ability. But
Giving it
I'm not about to
desperate.
sit here and have no twerk off with nobody. I'm not about to do that, right? But what I'm saying is, if I did that, it would have been clipped up and I would have been called all kinds of 304s. But maybe if I just say I did it for Kevin, maybe I might get a little grace.
King Strong says she looked good for her age. How old is she though?
She's
She's
she's older than
47.
us.
Yeah, I think she like what, 42, 43.
Something
You
of the
know.
sort, but I know she older than us.
No, she's cute. No, like I don't.
I'm saying
Yeah,
that
I don't.
only
I've
in
never seen her channel. I've never ever seen her channel. But I mean, I think I may have seen clips because some people in the mastermind like might be like reacting to clips and stuff. But
yeah.
she seems like she strikes me as very intelligent. She's well spoken. When she came to the mastermind group, I I don't
No,
have
I
no
think she's a
issue. Like
beautiful
I
woman.
think she would be a good time. Like I like drunk Melanie.
I think she's a beautiful woman. Okay,
I like
exactly.
drunk Melanie.
She's
Man.
she's a hoot. I think
Yeah.
she's a
Yes.
beautiful woman. I think she's a woman who has not hit a wall,
Right.
right? Like I think she leaped over it, just like you know what I'm saying? Like wall where, right?
Speaking of wild.
I'm not gonna lie, those
What's
channels.
up? I said where you
Okay.
been? Anyway.
So I'm not about to get into the semantics of the that was a lie. Those channels they said she so I think they was explained in a stream about how those channels had to come back, and like I'm not even about to get into that because that's not my lane. Like I'll leave that to TLA if you want to go through the court documents. It could be a lie. I don't know, right? But I know that's what people are saying. The sticking point for them was that in that lawsuit or whatever it was, divorce, whatever it was about those channels, the husband alleged that she started to post adult type of content on it and was locked out from it. He was locked out from it or what have you, and they had to go through all of that to get that to scrub that channel or whatever. So yes, I believe they are still up. It's with a custodian at the. I don't know. Y'all go and do your own research. I don't know what's true or what's not. She's saying a lot of it isn't true. She did pull up in a couple of on a lot. I mean, she did like a pull up
She did a
tour,
YouTube tour, yeah.
okay, and was trying to get her point across and everything like that. She said a lot of it is lies. She said her husband did lie, or her ex-husband lied about a lot of things in the divorce proceedings.
They do be saying some BS in them divorces. I'm gonna just
Do
say
they?
that now.
Do
They
they?
go they gonna say whatever they need to say. He be like, "Were we living in the same? What? Okay, whatever."
Do
So
they?
that's why I'm like, I can
You can
see both
relate.
sides of that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So she did say that. And that's why I really didn't want to get into that piece of it because or whatever. I just want to show you what we got. Like where everyone here can see, like you can see those podcasts, you can see those streams, and then juxtapose them, right, to behavior and actions. And that's just what happened within the last, month or so. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, I'm here for sis having a good time. Like y'all said, I think she's a riot. I think, girl,
We could probably hang out with her
right. I think you know what I'm
at
saying?
Essence
Like
Fest.
at
But you get
essence,
them talking
right? And
points.
have us a good old time and let your hair down. I but just understand I don't care about nobody clipping me up.
But when you get them talking points and you have
And
your
I'm not
four
on
things to
here
say,
preaching. Exactly. I'm not on here preaching how people should be. I could care less about how other people should be, right? I got my opinion on it. I got my opinion on it all day. But opinions are like somebody said nose. I was like, who says that? But you already know. Everybody has an opinion. So like that's that. I'm not giving advice out over here. I ain't telling you to be like me. Be like you is what I'm telling you.
And we'll let y'all know some of the mistakes we made and how we was popping in the 90s.
That wasn't a mistake, girl. I did that on purpose. No.
We did that.
but when you
And
only have four talking points, you got to stick with them talking points no matter what. Every single time, you can't veer from them talking points.
Yeah.
You can't do it. I mean, maybe now she can. Y'all think she gonna go in a little bit of a softer, more gentler, kinder
No.
direction?
I think, when she need to turn it up, she gonna blaze it up. But I think now it's like, oh well, some people will see her now. I think she is maybe opening herself up to a broader audience versus her same group of people. Where it's like, okay, we out here hating these women, calling them out on they bull, because it's like that's kind of it's getting old. It's accountability. It's like it's
Child.
nuanced. It's like you can't. I think that's kind of passing right along. I'm saying the manosphere, all this, a lot of that talk is like it's kind of fading. Now people need to go more to like we gonna go back to being realer than real and being honest in opinions. And it's like, okay, this is me. Take me as I am. That's how I feel. I'm gonna push them in that direction if they, follow me. But don't follow me because I might go left this time. Then I'm like, I don't know. I might feel like going right. And then it's womanese and whatever else. And Google me says, Ty, you scared to go get into a popping contest. We should do a side by
Yeah,
side with
yeah, no,
Ty
I'm
do
scared.
her
No, no,
twerk.
no. Melanie got it. She got it. She won. She won
You
already. Boom.
okay.
She got it.
She say she's scared. King says she wasn't up all in the camera with it, and she wasn't on MTR with it. Well, what that crazy talk? They ain't doing it. They wasn't doing it with the talking points. The part of it that
She
I
wasn't.
watched.
She wasn't all up in the camera with it, and she
With the
wasn't
twerking.
on MTR with. Oh no! See, no, she wasn't twerking on it. You know
It
what? She
was a little
wasn't twerking on
play.
MTR.
It was tongue in cheek, I think. It wasn't to be
And it
taken.
probably was tongue in cheek, right? No, no, no. She wasn't twerking on
Yeah, it
MTR.
wasn't nothing like that.
But I tell you what she was doing on MTR, and I
What's
don't know how much tongue in cheek it was. Um, but
a gooferay? He gonna say, penny for my thought. Single mothers are raising the men they don't like.
single mothers are raising the men they don't like.
I
How
don't
about?
think that's true because they be son husbands. They love them boys.
Yeah, they do. They say Cain.
They love them.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't have a son. But I know somebody who does have a son. So, Joy, what you think about that?
I don't have an opinion.
She does not have an opinion today. So, oh,
I'm gonna say this. I think they love them boys they raising. They raise them to be like good, good men, in my opinion. Now, some of them wilding out. Some of these boys go against their mamas. What's that dude name? Blueface. Blueface just disowned his mama. Him and his mama are wild. Okay, and Krishan too. Before we get,
I'm gonna say this right because we it's for some reason it just everybody wants to have these talking points about single mothers and this and that and they're the detriment to the community and so on and so forth. And I always say like they ain't get there by themselves, but I know there are some horrible mothers out there, married and single. Horrible in whatever way you can think of someone being horrible. But I would say majority of the women out here raising kids, period, are really like trying to do the best they can. Now the best may not be something that you feel like is best, right? It may not be, but this whole thing about single mothers and they're just I think they doing a lot of them I would say doing the best they can, but that's a generalization, right? I can only speak about me, right? I know I'm doing the very best that I can. Period,
and
point
then
blank.
they need to help them out. They don't want stepdaddy season. Golly,
Right.
the men ain't getting married or staying married. Then y'all don't want the stepdaddies to be stepdaddies. Golly, who gonna fix it?
No, they want you to pump out more women, so they can get them at about 19 years old and Marcus.
And then what? Lead
I ain't
them.
speaking. I'm not speaking about because he's just giving or he or she. I'm not even sure. They just just was. I'm just saying like
And then they leave them too. Or they get left.
but they're married. They're married.
Then they leave them. They still in the 70%.
No, they don't. 30% don't. Listen, if a man is leaving, if the man is what they say, if a man is divorcing you, it's something wrong with you.
You for the streets.
You for the
You for the
street.
streets. Sabine said that she's 41. What?
Yeah, I thought we were about, a year or so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew she was a little. I know she was a little bit older than us, but I didn't.
I didn't think it was that.
I thought it was like mid 40s. But okay, I don't. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, and then you call out, you call out black women. They don't like this. They don't like that. They don't like this. They don't like that. They don't like themselves or whatever. And we had a conversation on here. We talk about Black China and plastic surgery and things of that. And Joy and I both disclosed that we've had that done before.
And I got my eyebrows.
That's right. You got yours. That's right. You got yours. Your eyebrows, done as well. And so my thing is, I'm not about to sit here and tell somebody else that they shouldn't be doing it, right? Or I'm not saying, like, I'm not condemning someone else for doing it, right? Because I've done it and I understand, right? But then when you go back and you try to weaponize that and say, black women don't like themselves, and yet you sitting up here with the Michael Jackson nose.
Light skinned friend look like Michael Jackson.
I don't get it. It's just like, say it. You could say it like this. Listen, a lot of women deal with insecurities. A lot of times we don't like ourselves. We don't like our weight. We don't like our hair. We don't like the way our face look. We deal with a lot of pressures from society to be a certain way. And I understand that because, I did this to myself. Right? But women, even though I did this to myself, I feel like we are all beautiful. And we need to love ourselves. And if you don't want to go to the extreme when it comes to that, right? Because God made you in his image. You are who he wants you to be,
This is
right?
not kid YouTube, Ty.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of position. So then when somebody says, "Oh, Ty had plastic surgery," you can't go back and be like, it ain't gonna be something. You'd be like, "Oh no, she told us that, and she
That's
told
what I'm
us why."
saying. And that's what they need to do. Go ahead and tell on yourself.
They showing this lady, her giving face, and they using that as a weapon against her, right? I don't care about her getting, plastic. Baby,
She
get it.
should
Do
have.
what you need to do.
Y'all go check out our previous stream with Black China on there. We got some side by sides. We got all kind of good stuff in there. You
Right.
go ahead and tell on yourself. Don't let these people blackmail y'all on YouTube.
Do it. Yes, exactly. And so when you're not portraying, when you aren't, that's the thing about it. A lot of people get on here and they are not who they say they are. And that's what gets them in trouble.
Yep.
When you are not who you say you are, that's what's going to get you in trouble. Because one, you're going to be too busy trying to protect whatever bones and skeletons are in your closet, right? And then you're going to slip up. And it's gonna be a night where you like, oh, I'm just going to go over with the coworker. You're gonna have a couple of drinks, and all of a sudden you're gonna be twerking for Kevin Samuels. And that's the thing. I'm just saying. And look like you was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I said that was the best she could do. You understand? But we'd be able to take that more if you weren't condemning other women for doing that. If you weren't condemning other women for hating themselves and changing themselves, right?
And not being married as
And not
single
being
mothers.
married and over, doing 3 or 4 type things like being over a man's house in the middle of the night drinking and in the
And
double
not
standard
and not listening.
Well,
and not
somebody
and
said she
not
got
listening.
2,000 subscribers since last night. So do you think that she's going to lose any of her core followers that do drink the Kool-Aid?
They
I
never
think they're
do.
gonna go and then she gonna double it.
That's what I'm saying. She's not
She
gonna switch up. I
expanding her
don't think she's
audience.
switching up the content. They're not about to get a bunch of like they making some unsubscribers. There's gonna be probably more people to subscribe, right? Just to
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not
listen.
gonna
she
miss the
gained
ones.
subscribers, but I mean, earlier I was saying like, I don't know how many of those, 300,000 or so were active subscribers, but the other part is, like I said, I think it's fair to say we understand it is entertainment, but for the people that believe those pillars, to the core, do you feel that they may be turned off and may like, I ain't really
Yeah,
messing with it
yeah.
like
It's gonna be because they
It'll
calling
be
her
a
out on
few.
other channels.
It'll be a
Shoot,
few,
I
but
might
not
go and
enough.
subscribe to the girl if she gonna be out. Listen, if she giving out content like with her MTR, oh, I'm here for that. Entertain me, okay?
Yeah.
Because you know they out there playing truth. That's the kind of stuff that entertain me to watch. I'm like, oh, look at this. Let me see what happens. You said something about we don't listen. She wasn't listening to that man. That man was not trying to kiss her, and he was doing his best to not like reject her
This
in front of like a million people. He was doing his best. Like to
It
be
was
like,
it was
nah, we're not doing that. Trying to change the, nah, this. But baby wanted to go back
it's
to
not
it.
for live, we live right now.
He said it. And I think he had a serious one. He was like, that kind of stuff is like a personal thing, but you're not listening.
She was using, that whore
You're
Babylon, that
being
Jezebel spirit took over,
you're,
Lord.
you're
Hallelujah.
being rebellious. You're not listening with your good ear to
To what
this
these
man.
men want.
You understand? He's telling you, like, you know, I'm okay. But the good ear ain't listening, and you just told this woman she's rebellious and she wasn't listening. And that's why they don't. That's why she ain't married. And you just show them how you don't listen.
And
I'm
that's
just
why she
saying.
ain't married.
Right. Proving your own point. But they like it when you don't listen. Ain't that right?
I
Melanie?
told you they like the little feisty. They like it when you act up. Like, what? I ain't know you just said. The disciple says, at the end of the day, YouTube is a business. MTR
Exactly.
protected his brand. Melanie King forfeited hers.
There
But
you
she
You
go.
think
did it. I
so?
can't go with that last part. I
I
think she gonna
don't know.
double up. I think she gonna double up.
Yeah, I think she. Here's the thing. The disciple. Thank you so much for coming through and commenting and everything. I think he's right on that. Right? Will she gain subscribers? Probably. But think about how many times you've been on social media and you've seen like a train wreck happen, right? And you just follow because this person has like train wreck type content, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be entertained, right? Not that you believe what they say, not that you whatever you. At this point, you're going. I think at this
Follow
point,
for a different reason.
huh?
Following for a different
Right,
reason.
you're following for a different reason. You're not following because you feel like this person is giving
So she
you
lost her credibility
credibility is
that she
shot.
didn't really have.
But how important is it to have credibility when you talking about stuff like this? If
It's
Depend.
you're
not.
not an actual expert, like yeah, if you're not an actual quote unquote expert, right? How important is it to have credibility if you're just here to entertain people?
I think it's important to have credibility when you are saying that you are the expert. When you are portraying like I got clients and
Yeah.
I talk
Yeah,
about this. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I do this for a I'm charging. Somebody said it was like $600 for a consultation with her or something of the sort,
Boy,
right?
they be talking about for $600.
Cause it ain't like a fashion thing. Cause even with Kevin Samuels,
I'm gonna
that
get you a
nigga,
consultation, Joy, because
What they be talking
you
about?
need to
like
go on.
seriously, what are they like?
I'm gonna get you
What
one so
did
you
she
can
say?
find out. I don't know, but if you're making, you're charging people for this for your advice,
It's
right? At
just
that
I think they
point,
just want to talk to him and spend
But they
time.
could get they got counselors, don't they?
They want to talk to her because she
yeah.
giving us the va va boom. She ain't giving us across the pond. Now when she went over there, she gave us the washed out. When she came back here, she came with her Jessica Rabbit on.
Okay.
But here's the thing about credibility on YouTube. I have seen with my own eyes people have ups and downs. And in my unsolicited opinion, I really don't think with particular audiences it really doesn't matter. I think that sometimes people will follow you just to be a part of the in crowd and to not feel like an outsider. And regardless of what the person says or does, it really makes no never mind because they know that their particular audience ain't going nowhere, no matter what they do. I don't believe it.
I think so. Yeah, they
Uh,
not. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think she'll lose a few, but when you got hundreds of thousands, even if you lose 100, you don't miss them. And then like
No.
she's gaining more people in the audience. I think.
And I'm sure she's strategizing right now to figure out, okay, who's the couple of thousand I can lose? Don't mean nothing. They don't care.
And I
Moving
think
on.
she did say she don't really care about subscribers. I think it's the views or
it's the
something like that.
views, and it
Mhm.
is. I mean, they say
And we
subscribe.
looking at her. I mean, everybody looking at her right now. Wherever she's going,
Yep.
people are following. So
It's that thing like all press or all PR is like good PR, right? All press is good press, whether it's bad or not, right?
yeah,
You're still on everyone's mouths, right? That's what that's where you want to be,
in
right?
their mouth.
Right? Because this could have happened and no one could have said anything. They could have just been like, yeah, okay, that's Melanie
Like
King, and she
whatever.
wouldn't have gained a single or lost a single follower, right?
They could have been like, "She a watch her twerk."
Right. it was the vibes of it, because I don't know how old MTR is, but he seems early 30s, maybe
And he
he
just
seems
seemed like he did not want that kind of. He don't. When he said it was private, I believed him.
yeah, that was like a serious
He don't
moment.
want his like relationship type stuff on YouTube. I felt it through the screen. Like
Yeah, when he said that, I said, girl, you gotta. I think he being for real at this
she
point,
need
right?
to
And he
stop.
looking at you like dead in your eyes, right? Like turn away from the camera. I'm telling you, I
Like
think this
stop
is
it.
a private. That's a private thing. But baby, she didn't stop.
She didn't. She
She did not
didn't.
stop. She was like, "Are you gonna kiss me?"
She was like, "Let's make a thumbnail."
Like
I
for
said,
10
"Jesus,
seconds, and I'm just like,
yeah."
And again, if it was flipped around, we'd be having a whole
if a man,
another kind of conversation.
yeah, no, I agree, Joy.
That's
If a
not
man is,
cool.
is is saying, "Are you gonna kiss me?" over
That's
and
not
over, after I've
cool.
tried to like avoid, after I've tried to kind of like shift the conversation, after I've said to that person, "This is private," like we'll talk about this off, whatever have you, and they're still like pressing it, and I'm gonna be like,
They ain't even got HR to go to. That sucks. Who is a
Not
YouTube
on YouTube,
HR?
HR.
Who's a YouTube
he
HR?
ain't going. MTR is not going to HR on her.
He ain't gonna go to HR on her, but
They double back. They double they double back. A little damage control, because I think that after that hangover that next morning, you looking like, oh, did I do that? I think they tried to do a little damage control on that
I
second
think he
that
tried
second
to
string.
wait. So that was the. I thought that was the second one.
No, that was the first one when she was twerking for Kevin. That's
Yeah,
the
the
first one,
next day she
and
came
then
back
they
with the
came back,
glasses on.
huh?
With the glasses on, and she had like a tan dress on or something.
Something like that. And then they came back the next day and did another one where they were, like, hey, buddy, like, that whole thing to try to
It was
clean it up.
already. It's gone. It's dead,
And it's gone.
but
And I think MTR was trying to help her, right? That's why he was, I think he was trying to help her, like, yeah, because I will say this, and I'm going to give this man credit. He tried to be as professional as he could be. Like, and I say professional, like in accordance with his brand and his channel.
yeah.
He tried to be like almost as if, I don't want you to be out here like this because they're gonna call
I
you a
got you, sis.
304.
I'm gonna help
Like, I
you, and you ain't
got you,
helping
sis. Like,
yourself.
you know what I'm saying? It took, because maybe he did want to kiss her, right? But he like, "No, I don't want you to be. I don't want you to put yourself out there because they're gonna say, oh, you're
Oh, that
throwing
was way
yourself
off
at me."
script. Because I think she wrote it. He was like, "Did you write that?"
Yeah, and she was trying to pass
It
it
was
up like he
way
wrote it,
off script. Like, they hadn't talked about that before. Like, wait.
The
and he
chat
trying
was
to
wilding.
veer her back. They supposed to been doing like reaction to videos and stuff, right? And he trying to veer her back, and she's like, "Nah, like, you gonna kiss me? Are you gonna do it? Let's put a
I
poll
felt
in the
so
chat."
uncomfortable.
I've that man was like, he's like, I'm like,
He was like 2 seconds from like grabbing her shoulders, like stop, like
but then in
stop.
the back of his mind, because that man did not turn that camera off, he could have really been like, yo, all right, y'all, we out, because whatever. But because he in the back of his mind, he's a content creator too,
Right.
and he's like, I'm gonna show y'all how, when you don't want whatever is being, I'm gonna show y'all how to like dodge that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
curve or something like that. A curve, a beautiful. It was almost like I said. He could have turned that camera off. He could have turned that camera off when she was tricking the first time. He could have turned that camera off when she was crying about Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying?
He could have.
He could have been like, if he was
That was
really,
it.
really
Was
like trying
good
to like save
content
her.
though. It was good. I would watch it like 8,000 more times. It's hilarious.
Which one you want?
It's so funny to me
Which you want to see?
when she was talking. She's like, I can't do this right now. I'm gonna have to just twerk it out. I was like, her face looks stiff too. I like Melanie though.
Like I said,
I was like, you really think she was full out?
oh, you
You,
talking about, oh.
you really think she was?
Listen, I don't know. I'm not trying to have a twerk contest with her. She can have that one by herself.
Oh, good Frey says Jessica Rabbit, y'all come with it. Yes, y'all know who Frank Roger Rabbit.
Okay, who's Frank?
She don't give y'all Jessica Rabbit vibes. That's a
Yeah, she give
compliment.
you the
She want to be six like oh,
listen,
and
but you know Jessica Rabbit wasn't for play.
what? Her and Roger, she don't play by hers. There ain't no go home Roger with her. Y'all better look the other way because that's her man, her
Only
bunny.
80 babies could, you know, they cannot, they don't even like identify with who
If
Frank
you
Roger
know who
Rabbit.
if you know who Jessica Rabbit is, put a one in the chat or put a red heart in the chat if you
Okay,
know
she
who
had the
Jessica
original
Rabbit
swoop.
is.
I gotta hold up. She had the original swoop over the
Okay,
eye. You
Aaliyah.
know what I'm saying?
Aaliyah's trying to be Jessica Rabbit the whole time. If you don't know who she is, put a two in the chat. Never heard of this chick. And if you gonna look her up after the stream.
You know who don't know who it is? Batman wife.
She has no clue who that is. She has no clue. King says you can't slip up at all on YouTube. You can't. We
No,
know. Look
no,
at Mia. Look at her.
you can be whatever you. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You could be whatever you want to be on YouTube, right?
You
I
can.
can't even say slip up, as long as you're not trying to condemn others for the things that you
Yeah.
do or have done or whatever. I think that's why there's no grace for her. That's why people are attacking her. They're like, hold on, you just said we shouldn't be like this and we shouldn't do this, and now here you are on YouTube doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can be, listen, if I was sitting up here, y'all see me up here, if I was sitting up here doing whatever, my core followers, they be like, yeah, Ty, she does that. That's what she do. She curses, she's
Yeah.
a single mom. You know what I'm saying? That's what she does. That's her, right? But don't tell somebody, okay, here's nothing. Don't sit up in here and be like condemning all single black mothers, and all of a sudden, you show up to be a single black whatever. You know what I'm saying? Parent. Like, whoa, hold on now.
Or like I said, be single man telling
Or a
women,
single man. Like, you know what
why
I'm
you
saying?
single? Well, why are you single? And bald.
Right. We both in the
And
same
fat.
boat. We both in the same boat. Here go your paddle. Okay.
Right. There you go. Yes. Yes.
It's the
King says,
hit when you're being
Oh,
hypocritical. That's what
Lord.
it's called. That's hypocrisy. And we all have some of it in us, right? One of the things
yes.
I do on my other channel is I don't really talk about things that I have not necessarily done. When I talk about credit card stuff like that, I have them. I go through the process so that I can, explain the process and tell you what worked for me,
Yeah.
right?
Experience is the best teacher.
But that's the gag. So it's so funny that Ty said that. I literally asked my audience on IG about, if y'all don't know I do mortgages. I said, is it important if your realtor has ever bought a house? And everybody was like, no, who cares? So it's to your point, like where you're like, no, I've been through it. I don't walk the walk, and people really don't care. People don't
They
care.
don't.
People don't care.
You
That's
know what I'm
strange
saying?
to me. Like that's something that I personally I value. I'm with you. Like I absolutely value it. I think it's very important if you're gonna, be on a platform and you're gonna be stating things. I need you to espouse those things too. But no, people genuinely don't seem to care.
I mean, at the end of the day, right? Facts are facts, right? Regardless if it's a fact, if it's a fact, facts are facts. So whether you say it or whether I say it, it's a fact. It's about who you want to get your facts from, right? So a person that may be overweight, you know what I mean, sitting on the couch eating Rocky Road ice cream, and they're telling you how to work out to lose the weight. You
All you
gotta
gotta do is this.
Now they might be saying what's correct, right? Abs are made in the kitchen. You gotta, they might be giving you all the facts and doing that, right? But we're human beings. And a lot of things, the way people look, the way people speak, tone, all of that stuff plays into what we receive, right? It just does. Right, and then I think someone said it in the chat. Least not. What is it? I don't know. Y'all know I be missing Sunday school. Least not judge, or that he be. You know what I mean.
Mama Bear
Don't be,
moments.
don't be judging other people.
We
You know what
gotta
I'm saying?
we haven't caught up on our scriptures since
Y'all
COVID.
know
Y'all
I
know.
be.
They know.
Jesus
They
wept.
know.
That's my favorite scripture in the whole Bible.
The shortest
Jesus
one.
wept, and I tell you one thing, he wept.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
Fawcett. Fawcett. Welcome back, Fawcett. He says, "Oh, Joy, get your facts together." He always on Joy. He could not wait to get back on Joy. What facts Joy ain't got together? I don't even know what we were talking
I don't
about.
know what we were talking about at that
King
time.
says sea moss. What?
Yeah, everybody on the sea mouse to get healthy.
Oh yeah, sea moss.
That's the
But our
answer
group.
to everything.
What they like? Can we get it in a pharmacy?
Bur-
Some of it. I was like, what? We ain't selling the sea moss up in here. You need to Google your
There you go.
recipe or
King is
go on
wild.
YouTube and find out how to make it because people will tell you how to make it. That stuff be.
He's
I
wild.
had. Y'all know I done tried it now. Some of it, I'm like, the texture of it is a little weird. The texture is real weird. Some of it's like Jello, like, but some of it is like seaweed and swims. Well, let me be quiet. Just yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But anyway,
Exactly. So like, I just think it's that we're human beings. I think sometimes we need to allow people to be human, right? Allow Melanie to be human, right? But then Melanie needs to allow other people to be human as well, right? We talked about before. We talked about this Black manosphere space and whatever, and it's always so much centered on women, right? But I just always thought it should be more centered on the men, like Black men, like how Black men can, better themselves, right? How they can be the other, half to a relationship with the Black woman. I mean, maybe not even relationships. Maybe that's just something else, right? But it should be about how Black men. I think that was like Kevin Samuel's thing, right? Work on yourself, get yourself together, get a skill, get a job, go to school, whatever, right? Be who the best you can be. And if you are the best you can be, because it's their law of attraction, then you will attract more. But to focus your energy on what those people aren't doing and why they aren't necessarily picking you and why they aren't necessarily doing that, that's the law, like that's pushing away. So if I want to get married, if that's my goal, I want to get married, then I got to go. The first thing I need to go do is go look into the mirror and see what I can do to fix myself to attract the person that I want to marry. It has nothing to do with those who didn't want to marry me. It has nothing to do with what they aren't doing and what they are doing, and they this and they that, and Black men, they this. It has nothing to do. It has everything to do to me because it's the common denominator in all of my relationships. It's the one thing that was constant in all of my relationships, and that was me. So when you say this is the Black manosphere, I'm thinking I'm going into the Million Man March.
okay.
I'm thinking I'm going to where Black men, and there are some Black content creators who are not about the drama. They are not about that other piece. They are strictly about Black men. They advocate for Black men. They want to see Black men do very well. Uh, um, uh, Off the top of my head, I'm already here for like Terrell, right? They advocate for that. They're like, no, we need more Black male educators, right? We need more Black whatever, right? And it has nothing to do with trying to make Black women be accountable for whatever they think they should be accountable for, and everything to do with them. So if you keep telling me that if I want to get married, then I need to work on me, and I'm telling you the same thing, because that's what I'm gonna do.
Yep. Because, again, these single men worry about being single men.
Yeah.
King
Don't worry
Strong
about
says,
single women.
we worry about these
What's
women.
wrong with you, sir?
Y'all better listen to Kid Father.
Get your head in the books and off them girls.
Exactly.
King Strong says, if a crackhead tells you not to smoke crack, are you gonna smoke or not? Don't you smoke crack?
Don't get high on your
Don't
own
smoke crack.
supply.
Listen. When I was listen, you talk about crackheads. When I was a little girl, my cousins and I, when we would see crackheads, we used to call it like the crackhead walk. They never fell. Like they would never fall down. Like once they were high, they would lean over so much. Like you think they were Michael Jackson and what is it?
Smooth criminal.
Smooth Criminal. They would lean over so much, but they would never fall. And we used to be sitting there like, look, look, look. Oh no, they ain't get it. They ain't hit it. They don't fall. I'm
They
paying
ain't
they
gonna
don't
fall.
fall.
You can't knock them down either.
And I didn't have. They did not have to tell me. They didn't have to tell me one thing. I just saw what I didn't want to be.
Yes. King Strong says you can't come into a man's space and tell them what they need to talk about. That's the problem with a lot of women. We ain't coming into y'all space.
Yeah, I ain't in your space. You and mine.
We ain't coming to y'all space.
I have. This is an
We ain't trying to.
unsolicited.
Yeah, we over here. We talk. We just talking
Ooh,
and doing what women do over here in our space.
exactly. This is. I think since the first stream, I think we started off
Well,
saying. I think we started off like
We ain't trying to tell y'all what to do.
we don't. We
And
want y'all to do whatever y'all want to do.
and guess what? We're gonna do what we want to do too. That's
My
the part they don't like. I say this every time too. They don't want us doing what we want to do. But I don't see what's wrong with doing what we want to do because what do we want to do? We're not doing anything bad. Why can't I just do what I want to do?
Because you're out of order.
you're not on
How?
code.
What do I want to do? I want to like go to work, have a little spending money, hang out with you sometimes, hang out with them sometimes. I'm not doing anything.
You are out of order. You know where you need to be.
Where?
At home, raising them kids in the kitchen.
I'm gonna go out sometimes.
No,
I
girl.
can't ever go outside
No, not unless you
unless I'm
going to go
shopping
get
for
the. Not unless
groceries,
you
right?
going to the market to the grocery store.
I just never understood that. They just want to keep telling we y'all need to listen. Y'all need to get on call. I'm like I don't understand what anybody's trying to tell me, because I know I'm just like doing nothing, right? This is like the most entertainment
He
and
don't know
excitement.
that. He don't know that.
What is he doing? He's not worrying about me sometimes. How about that? Be your own boss. Whoop your own ass. It's like tell yourself what to do. Y'all ever heard that? Whoop your own ass.
Whoop
The
your.
disciple says, yeah, she will continue to have followers. But any content moving forward will be extremely sexual because she lost her rights to condemn any female based off morals. But she was always kind of sexy.
Yeah, I
To
think she.
me,
You play up. Listen, accentuate the positive. Okay,
yeah,
so
you know,
yeah, I mean, she's in a space with men. She already. I mean, they say it. I mean, just not even on you. Sex sells. Period. Right?
that's
It
it.
does. Okay, so I'm not. I think she is very much so aware. She's a beautiful woman. For her to be, what you said, what they say, she was 41. 41. I mean, still in shape. I mean, honey looks like she's in a 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Everything that they should fit, feminine, friendly. What?
And I'm gonna be honest, she don't care either. As you know, a person if you ever been married, like you don't care. That's the problem. That's what they worry about these single mothers. They need to be worried about these divorcees.
Divorcees, they don't give a
Yeah,
damn.
those women don't care. I'ma say it. These women don't care. Like we
Not
don't
no
listen.
point.
We don't care if we ever get it again because we had it before. It's like whatever. It's like it's whatever. So it's like y'all need to be concerned about them. But she got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So I'm gonna just say that I don't know if they watching, but she got them on the
Because
books.
she's
She
a
got them.
beautiful. She is speaking. She's speaking like they want her to speak. She's a very beautiful woman, and every now and then she like to play a little drinking there and twerk a little bit. Why would you not like?
What's
I'm
that? That was the middle of the week too, was it? What's that Wednesday?
yeah, in the middle of the week. I mean,
Okay.
you know.
She didn't even wait
Boom
till
night.
Saturday.
I'm gonna tell you one thing I didn't necessarily agree with, and I hate when people bring this up all the time. And this is probably more in defense of Melody than anything. One of the things that I don't agree with is when you start asking women like, "Where are your kids? Where your kids at? Why you over this man twerking?" I don't like that because as if this woman should, like I told you, where you supposed to be at, in Allen, in the house raising kids, and you
Right.
only come out when you going
To
grocery
do
shopping.
something for them.
Do something for them. As if she cannot have a life outside of her children. As if she wouldn't be a responsible adult and get a babysitter or whatever have you with family or whatever have you. I hate when people bring that stuff up because they said it to her like multiple times. You over at MTR, you know what I'm saying, twerking on them headlights and where are your kids? Excuse you?
They fine.
They all right.
I'm talking about me tonight. I'm myself. That's what I say.
Right.
I ain't nobody wife. I ain't nobody mom. I'm myself. Sometimes we have to be ourselves, and
And then
that
they
is they
wonder why
don't
they
like
seventy
that. They
percent
don't like it.
70% out here. Like, yeah, nah, it's a no
I'm,
for me, dog.
yeah, I'm gonna take that hat off. I'm through with that one.
I'm good.
Cause you don't ever want me to take it off. Cause I'm not. When you met me, I wasn't her. When you met me, I was Billy. I wasn't Nastasha. Now you want me to just be wife and mom? No, like for real though. Like again though, what are we doing? If sometimes if she was married, she shouldn't be like hanging out at a man house like that, of course. But if just as a single, just a person, like
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want to do.
If a
Stop trying to
single
tell these women
woman,
what to do because we ain't listening anyway.
clearly, because baby, she ain't listening when he told her. He,
King, King said they had a Mansfield meetup and only like 7 people showed up. Sorry, his spelling tonight. We know what you're saying. Wasn't nobody there. There was nobody there. That's
we
so.
need to have another Million Man. I'm here for the Million Man March.
Me
I'm
too.
here for.
That was 95 too. Wasn't yeah? My daddy went. I know that my daddy went not because I was
I
a
think I
little
was in the
girl.
seventh grade.
Yeah, looking at so Freaknik was going on. 95 was live. That was
Line
a good
5, y'all.
year.
Get
I'ma
live,
just
y'all.
say it.
Biggie, give me one more chance, and give me one more chance.
Yeah, so Freaknik. Yeah, so they had Freaknik and a Million Man March. I mean, see,
I'm
this
here for it because y'all seen that movie Get on the Bus, Spike Lee joint. Y'all seen that back in the
yeah,
day?
uh-huh.
Get on the bus. That's what I would think a Black Manosphere was like. It's about.
Yeah.
That's what I would think. And, I don't want to tell them what they should be talking about because clearly they'd rather be talking about Black women. But I'm just saying
In
that
women's
that.
business. Being in women's business.
They love women's business.
Like being
They
in
like to
women's
gossip
business.
too. They do.
It's true though. And it's just
So
an
that's what I would
observation. Like
think.
I think that I want to be very clear. Like I am not of that. Like I don't watch that stuff. I'm making observations, and I think for the men that are in the chat, I think my observation is valid. If that is the perception that I have, and I'm not in it, and that's the wrong perception to have, it sounds like it's something that needs to be fixed or something that should be changed. If my takeaway as somebody is not an avid watcher and following all these people, if my perception is they be in women's business,
And so this for context for everybody, so Joy, out of I would say I've probably taken a lot, probably more YouTube content than anybody on the panel, right? When it comes to like, I probably watch a lot of it, right? Joy, when we first like all got together to do this channel, Joy had no concept of manosphere, Black manosphere. Like she was
Heels.
really like she was. I'm talking about in January of this year. She was green. She was like, who? I don't know that person. Who? O'Shea? Who? MTR? What? Who are these people? I don't watch that when I log into YouTube. Right? That's not what my algorithm has. So she has
I
no.
watch how to decorate my house and how to cook
Right.
new meals.
So that's the POV. That's what her point of view is, not being in this, not consuming any of this content at all. She was very much so green. She did not know that there were Black men, on the
That
channel
hated women.
that was speaking the way that they spoke. She was surprised because I think for all of us, we don't encounter these talking points at all outside of YouTube.
Right.
I don't. I've yet to. I'm trying to think.
Unless it's like people who are talking about who kind of got to Kevin Samuels type stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
some
think
of
that
those
I
men
think I think it only
they've
went as
made.
far as Kevin Samuels, but really but that for me was really online. It was like Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Instagram stuff. It wasn't when I went to the office and I'm talking to my
Right.
peers and we're like, "Did y'all see what happened on Kevin Samuels last night?"
Right.
Or if I went on a date with the man
And he was
that he
certainly not Malcolm X.
well, I don't know what's.
That was
Or if
crazy.
I went on a date with a
Anywho.
man, he was going to say something to me like, "Are you like I've never no one's ever asked me like, are you going to be submissive? No one's ever asked me about my body count. No one's ever like
Are you gonna be on
group
code?
Right. No one's ever threw these talking points out at me. Right. No one's ever said about me getting on their program. Right. I be feeling like they be trying to get on mine, and I be like MTR, like, you know
You
what I'm
be
saying?
like,
You know what I'm saying? I be
I
like,
gave him a stiff
whoa,
arm. Mom,
dip arm on them. You
I
know what
can't
I'm
even think
saying?
about
But
that. They kind of hurt
whatever.
me.
I just, like we said, we're all professional women here in in our real lives, around the water cooler.
We ain't talking
We
about that.
don't. We don't. So
It's
I
not.
just taking the content. I'm just one of them people like, ooh, that's happening today. Y'all seen this? They be like, girl, I don't got time. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah, I don't think so. A lot of people would be taking them seriously. I just, But anyway,
King Strong got the nerve to say the manosphere is one big man cave. Y'all women love seeing what we up to.
no, we don't.
That never,
I do.
I've never.
What y'all doing over here?
They ain't, they
I
trying to
don't
see what
care.
you doing. They go. That's the
I
response.
don't care.
I'm
Oh,
trying to see
y'all
what
ain't here
you
talking about
doing.
me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they saying. They talk about women. We know that, and they like every. I'm gonna say this: every boyfriend, husband, whoever, all the gossip, all the talk. They want best friends, and I don't know if that's just me because I'm telling them, like such and such. They want to know. They want to hear about what we are doing, where we at, what we think about them, what we ain't think about them. We be in our own world. They think a lot of times they're like, oh, I need some space. Y'all up on me. That don't last that long.
Well, it's like I said last time, right? Like, unless you date men, unless you date men, I don't know how much advice you can give, you know, on dating men. Does that make sense to y'all? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, you know what I mean? Like, because,
Papa, he asked one time, have we dated women?
right,
So he knows
right,
wherever he's at, he knows. So these men, they haven't dated men. So
and
they don't know
exactly.
what it's like.
And so, just like
Are you?
I can't sit here and tell you about dating women. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, however you go, yo, whatever way you go.
Because we know when both men and women get behind closed doors, and you're in intimate settings, you're with someone you feel like you trust. You know what I mean, or whatever. You're in these close quarters. You know, we likely to say a whole lot of different things. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? We likely to
And
say
pillow talk and all that.
all of that. We likely to be up, and it happens. Why? Like, and that just happens. And I'm telling you, like we said, we keep them secrets. We like diaries out here for
What
a lot of these
I
men.
won't tell.
We,
Yes.
I'm, you understand? So I'm like, unless you date. I mean, if there's a man in the chat that dates men, more power to you and everything. Then you have a valid. Then I can see some things, right? Just like they be like, oh no, my homeboy doing a lot. But do you date your homeboy?
That's my boy though. That's my boy. We
That's
here.
my
We
boy. I
here.
know
It's
what he
like,
like. Yeah, but did you know he
mm,
made like a credit card swipe? I don't know.
he don't be putting that. He don't buy. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He made you don't know, right? You just know your homeboy got a fetish. Did he tell y'all about that?
This is secret, child. Don't.
I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like they don't get, and because he got a fetish, and I know the fetish is some things that he doesn't want me. He don't want me to disclose the fetish, and because he don't want me to disclose the fetish, is some things that he's gonna do so that I don't disclose the fetish. Like maybe what I say, like you know what I'm saying, like maybe he's not as macho man as you may think because he don't want me to disclose that he likes sucking toes or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. Like it's a lot of nuance. So y'all can't be sitting out here like putting out generalizations about all these men unless you like date it, unless you're dating them, right? Then yeah, come to the team. Let's talk about our experiences dating men.
Okay.
These men all cap. They all blue cap, bright blue cap.
Now you can tell me how men feel, because
They
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
They can only tell you how they feel. Cause these,
So yeah,
well,
tell me how y'all feel. You know what I'm saying?
they don't
I'm
want to
just
see. They
saying.
gonna they gotta they gotta be pillow talking and tell all the secrets.
I won't tell you about all men, and you ain't gotta tell me about all women.
Mama Bear says, how do you ladies prevent the negativity from getting to you? It has made me reconsider going into content creation entirely. Do not think my mental health is in the right place for
Like this, Mama Bear. You see this?
it.
You see this? Hold on. I'm sorry. Just like this. This is what I do. Just like this.
And it teleports you to the real world.
Just like that.
I swear on God, I will do this real quick.
That's
It's
I
it.
a
swear.
teleportation device.
I
Just
swear. Y'all see, listen, if you see me in the mastermind, I only speak when I feel like I can give some type of value to the conversation. If I feel like I am like not getting any value, y'all will see that. And I'll be up doing something else or whatever. Right? Most times you see my face because I feel like I'm getting value and I like to provide whatever that I know. But that is it. I promise you that is it. That is it. If you are who you are, you're an authentic person. You're not coming on here trying to condemn people. And even if listen, if you can walk that walk, then walk it. Right? You don't have no skeletons that may be contradictory to the walk that you walk, then walk it. Right? Do your thing. But if you're trying to like hide who you are and all this other stuff, people are going to dox you. They are going to dox you. They are going to figure it out. So if you're in content creation, you know what I mean? You might want to go and like Google yourself, make sure if there's something out there that you don't want people to see. I don't care what y'all see out there on me.
Me
I ain't
either.
got much though. Well, that's what I'm saying. But if it's getting too much, if it's like getting too much, you close that thing up. A couple of weeks ago, I almost got sucked in
Yeah.
to like I'm like doing too much. Like this is like affecting me, right? And it had nothing to do with me, but it was affecting me, right? And I was like, y'all, I don't want to do this stream. I'm like, I don't want to do it because I'm emotional at this moment. Like I feel like I've been let down. You understand what I'm saying? And this, my good sis was like, girl, this is YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And they was like, look, we gonna do this or not? And I was like, all right, y'all, let's go. You right. This ain't like my real life. Let's stream. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is.
And I think it's important to the people that are super, super zealous. You guys gotta realize that some of y'all your emotions are being preyed upon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Manosphere.
Yeah. I mean, they broke down what's her name? Pearly Things. They broke down her marketing, her target, and they broke down the box that she bing, bing, bing. Like she taps on every single stream, which
Yep.
was the pains and challenges of her target market. They
Yep.
like it's been broken down by like experts in the field. Like
Income.
she, it's
Yes.
so if y'all don't understand when you break down when you're looking how you're targeting an audience, it's about 4 boxes, sometimes 5, depends on who's doing it. Listen, you can. I'm telling you this because why I have a BBA in business marketing. Okay, so I'll say that before we start talking about who's an expert in whatever. Okay, that was what my undergrad from Howard University. I have a BBA in business marketing. Okay, and so when you're looking at a target audience, there's like 4 boxes. We're talking about goals and aspirations. You talk about just like basic information about who this target market is. You talk about your pains and challenges, and you talk about like some of the barriers that to get to that market in that, right? You guys can look this up, Google it. I'm not making this up. When the target market of some of these, manuscript creators was broken down by experts, not even me, right? Because I just got an undergrad degree. My master's is in something totally completely different, okay? When it was broken down, it says that these content creators ping on the box called pains and challenges of their target market, the things that make you guys like grumble, like the things like your like what is your challenges in
What
life,
makes you
not just
tick?
like on YouTube, like just in life, right? I can't get a woman, I can't do this, not just, it's not everyone, so this is not, I already know this is, but this is what they prey upon, right? It's just it's tactics. It's how you make money. It is I'm going to, and pains and challenges is one of the most lucrative for all like target, one of the most lucrative spaces to, or boxes to kind of like make your money in, right? Because you start to like people start to connect with you more. It's like a trauma bond almost,
You're
right?
just reinforcing things that you've thought to yourself, and you're like, "Oh, you feel like that too."
Exactly. So if I am, if I, let's just say not even YouTube. Let's just say I want to sell makeup, right? My target audience is probably going to be women, right? That want to look good for whatever reason. In their pains and challenges boxes, it's going to be a number of different things. Oh, I don't like my wrinkles. Oh, I look old. Oh, it just whatever they may think is like, whatever. And what I do to make the most money is I take those pains and challenges and then I start to market to them, right? So you don't like your wrinkles, huh? Well, here I have a product that's going to help you.
You want more attention from men.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
like,
right? You want to look beautiful so that the man that you want wants you. Well, here I have a product that will help you.
But these products are people on YouTube,
okay.
Right. So
and y'all being preyed upon, and it's
and here's
sad
the thing, we
and
are too.
funny to watch.
We
So
consume content. It's just in different ways. Now,
yeah,
some people will prey upon like your
yeah.
goals. Like some people will prey upon like what you want to be out of life or what do you value out of life. If you're a mom and you value or a parent, if you're a parent and you value kids and stuff like that, they're gonna market things about to parents, and that's maybe more goals, aspirations box, right? But let's just say if you're a parent and you're scared that your kids might, be something happens to them in school, that's pains and challenges, right? So it's like, you know what? You should homeschool because look what can happen to your kids if they go to public school
And
with
nothing
all these other
sells better
kids.
than fear.
That's how you market to that box. The same person, right? Send them to school, send them to this school, or if you don't like that school, it's the same person, different boxes, right?
More
And
fear.
these content creators, they bang that box over and over and over and over again, and people don't know it. I mean, it happens to us all the time. If you buy products, if you're spending money, and black people spend a lot of money in it, we are being targeted. You're supposed to spend your money on that. They targeted you. If you went and bought something, they targeted you.
But
Somebody said,
imagine being a big, strong man getting played by a woman.
yeah, well, we said, oh, Derek Jackson. Somebody brought up Derek Jackson.
Yeah, I
Yes.
saw that.
What did he do? Derek Jackson didn't do pains and challenges. He did more goals, aspirations. He was telling women that they are all of that in a bag of chips and should not have to deal with the pains and challenges of the counterpart. He was more like, no girl, go girl, you this girl,
Yep.
do your thing. You are queen mother. Bang that thing. And he'll tap on the other side every now and then. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he bang that thing and like I say, y'all say black women ate it up. That's how marketing works. That's how people make their money in these space. That's how people make money, period. If you're in business, whether on YouTube or out in the real world or whatever, that's how you make your money. If you
Now what?
go and buy a stick of gum from the store, you've been targeted. They got you. Thank you.
This whole time I'm thinking like I do what I want to do. I buy what I want to buy. But these people targeting me.
Yeah. They know you like cute stuff, girl. They know you like to be cute.
They like she always talking about what we wearing.
Right.
The decipher
They
says,
know you. They
would
know
any of
you.
would any of you ladies ever go against your core audience that follows you? What
If
they
it,
follow you for?
Well, I mean, my channel is about mortgages, and that's my
yeah.
job. So no.
Mine is more about, business credit and stuff like that. But if it was something that I truly stood on, like, and I believed it, right? Don't know. I don't know. Let's just say I believed it. I truly stood on that, and I needed to make a video and let my core audience know this. I would. There are ways that you can say certain things. I said it before, right? Like you can tell black women that, hey, when it comes to marriage, you're the least married. You can say that, but it's the way you say it, right? Like it's what box are you gonna play in, and how, and what's the tone of it. So if it's something that I wholeheartedly believe in and I stand up for, and it goes against my core audience, I'm gonna talk this. I gotta live with myself every day.
Right.
Or you
They
could just
don't.
choose to not talk about the thing.
Or I choose not to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I gotta go to bed. When I'm in my bed at night and my eyes are closed and I'm looking at the back of my eyelids, it's me and my brain. Just me. Nobody else is inside of here. So I gotta be able to live with that. I don't
But
know.
I don't think any of us on any of the other channels that we have are intentionally targeting somebody for negative things. Like none of us are. What we're talking about, as far as those boxes that Ty was talking about, is that this following that never misses an episode, that all up on the latest channel and other content creators in that space channel, and never, they're there to the end, over a cliff, 11,000 people hanging on with bated breath for a deceased man to come back for further, give you further instructions. That is different. That is don't laugh. That is different. That is something that it is it is very, very, very intentional. It is well thought out. It is crafted, and you don't realize it's happening. So when the people do something a little bit different, that's why I was saying, like, they know this is entertainment, right? Like, I ain't saying nothing bad about the lady. Like, she a real person. Like, if she come
I
to
was
work, she clock in and she go home.
I was laughing at how she was twerking. Ty said she was full out. I don't think she was. There's no way. There's no way. I think she was like, I think I should dance, but I shouldn't. I think she was like, right.
Baby, she was
What
grooving. I don't
song was
know.
that? What song she was dancing to?
I can't. I don't know. But I will tell you this: she was having a good time, and I'm like, yes, sis,
She was
have
at
a
a backyard
time.
barbecuing on mine.
Like you out here with a man that you attracted to. He got you in the space, and you
Yes.
having a good time. Like what?
Just shooting a little content. We
And here
having
he go blowing
fun.
the mood, not trying to kiss you. I I'd be upset too. I
Was
start
he?
crying too.
Did he have a drink at all? Maybe he needed a
Yeah,
little
he
drink.
was drinking too.
Now
Girl, you
you,
on a massage? Girl, she was on a massage table. Like,
I
ooh,
think she was drinking
massage
way more
table.
though. She was
Huh?
drinking a lot more.
Nigga was.
A
I'm just
lot
saying, I
more.
would have a good time too. You in the space with somebody you want to be with, and y'all, having a couple of drinks, and y'all doing y'all thing, and you like this is.
this
I'm
is the
having a
life.
girl,
I ain't got no
oh,
kids with me.
girl, and what? I'm tripping. No, we having a good time.
This is
Let me have
it.
my time.
Yeah, yeah. We ain't mad at her.
We not.
We are not. Now
No.
she is.
Told you we
She was
like
being a
drunk
hypocrite.
Melanie.
Yeah,
The
we
only thing
love drunk Melanie.
I'm just saying, like,
You can't. It's
I
well,
would
not you
watch.
can, but it just wouldn't be a good idea to be like whores of Babylon, Jezebel, Jezebel spirit.
Jezebel spirit in you.
No, you don't listen. Your hair is blue. You suck at life.
You ain't
You
got no
know,
man. You're
like
not married.
you're not
No
gonna
one's
get a
trying to
man.
marry
You
you.
know, don't do that. My clients, my millions of dollars of clients and whatever, and then be like. Drifting on a memory. I feel like she was listening to something old like that in her head.
Ain't no place I'd ever be
Now
with
when she
you.
turned over to twerking, when she like, she was hitting it for the 99 and the 2000. Girl, you're working with yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Listen,
like
I
she
don't
was
care.
there.
Listen, if she's 41 and she definitely knows, who took over for the 99 2000, and I'm pretty sure that was probably in the that was
But
in the
she was
back of her
getting
mind,
it
like
was a little stiff though. The back was a little stiff. The back. Melanie, you gonna have to do a redo. Now, if you're gonna be drunk, Melanie,
right. Don't let them do it because they're gonna listen. It's gonna be some content creators. They're
because
gonna do
I'm
you out
gonna
here,
put some
Melanie.
music
They're
to it.
gonna
I'm
be
trying to
like,
figure out what song you think she was listening to in her head.
right.
They
They're
gonna do
gonna
a remix,
listen.
Mel.
You need to show them, show me, show the world that was not a full out twerk that you did, and that baby, you come with it. Cause it's gonna be some content creators, they petty like that. They're gonna be like, that
Show
twerk was a
that
little
work.
stiff. A
Yeah, they
little
gonna be
stiff
like,
now. You
they might
understand
put a
what I'm saying?
cane in her hand or something. Put some gray hairs on her head. You know these
Know what I'm
people know
saying?
how to
Like,
use
ooh,
the
that's the old.
technology.
Nah, Melly, you need to show it for the women that jumped over the wall. Ain't
Come
no
on now.
wall. You gotta hold it down. You making it seem like she gotta run that back.
She is, because if you gonna go across over like to the dark side, you need to go and go.
Dark side.
Like you gotta
Go.
run.
Go if
You
you
gotta
going.
hold on, guys. Y'all. You know I got hold on.
Whoa.
Hold on, y'all. Cause I got to see it. I got to see it one more again. Oh.
What's up, everybody? I'm glad everybody's coming in after the fight. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, please. If
Who
you ain't
wanna
ever
Yes.
been here
fight?
before, make sure you subscribe as well.
Who
Yes.
wanna fight? Tell us.
Yeah, who want to fight? Oh, I think
You need to drop a
Javante.
link.
I'm pretty sure Javante won.
Tank.
Oh,
B
Gooper Ray.
Boy's
I don't know
I'm
if he,
finest.
pretty sure he won.
he said this was the most interesting part of the show of our show.
Who said that? Oh.
Our new
Oh.
subscriber. He say he subscribed. I don't know if he's talking about to Melanie King or us,
Oh. Hold
but
on. My
we'll
bad.
take it too.
What was, yeah, we want to know what was the most interesting part because my feelings hurt.
Black women still eat Derrick Jackson up. I don't know nobody want Derrick Jackson. His wife ain't
Now
don't
he
even want
probably
him.
still making his money. He's just like old girl still making her money. Just like Melanie King said, look,
Look
look,
at her.
look. You
Go.
better,
Go.
you better
Go,
wind away
Shorty.
tonight,
It's
girl.
your birthday. Uh-oh, she giving us a like
Hey,
little pelvic action,
I'm telling you, we need to
What is
see.
this whole outfit? I'm done with Melanie.
What's wrong with the outfit? I like her shirt.
I like that
It's
shirt.
giving me like the Lannister vibe. What's the show? Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
She always wear them shirts like that. And what's are those
Oh,
leggings
I'm
or what?
sorry.
Now they
Now
better not
you
be
know
yoga
we only
pants.
get dressed from the waist up
What
Who?
for the
talking about?
shows. For honey,
I would stand up for y'all.
you got on the whole outfit.
Nah, not tonight. I don't.
Oh.
Look, you know
I
what?
have some
Let me go ahead.
camouflage pants right now.
Look, y'all see my
Oh,
little
okay.
top? Look, you
Right,
okay?
right. And the tennis shoes. Well, my shoes right here in front of my feet. Go, Melly. It's
That's
your
the behind
birthday.
the scenes
We're
for
gonna
y'all.
party like it's your birthday. We go
Hey,
sip a card. That's
hey,
what she
look,
listened
you
to.
know,
I think
look,
that's it.
look.
Because, we don't give a, because it's your birthday.
Oh, oh, man, listen, she
She
was having
did
a
that.
good time, and
She
she
was,
should be able to have a time.
it's
She
people
should,
like her that's stopping her from having a good time, though.
like, she should. I'm telling you, because now that she didn't had her good time, everybody on her head.
It's like, girl, you
Like,
could
why
have
she?
been doing that. Stop talking crazy to these people. Showing out for these men. These men coming. Keep
They
wearing them
calling her.
tops
They
like that.
calling
They
her all
coming
kind
anyway.
of names. All she
Mm.
did was try to kiss that man and give a little twerk.
She did. She just tried to kiss that man. No,
That's all she.
that
That's all she
man
tried
was
to do.
not having it.
Well,
And I'm surprised she ain't hit him the way he was like rejecting her low key. Sometimes they get mad. Well, I'm from Louisiana. People be wanting to hit you after you turn them down like that. They definitely curse you out. I'm just saying.
Oh, you get the curse out. I got a lot of curse outs. But anyway,
Yes.
I ain't.
My sex is strong. I saw you here earlier, girl. She said, not Ty went off the string.
Terry.
Y'all know that be crazy with this Melly Mel. What we say? We like
That's
drunk
probably when
Melly.
Joy was in her bag just then.
King say she has a nice day. That's her movie. Like, girl,
like,
Mel,
hey, that's how I be at my house. I ain't mad at her.
You be having
Mel,
look, be having
That's
your drink. You be
me.
Mel, go get your movie.
Hey. When
look.
that
You
one
know it's
arm go
good.
up, that's how you
You
know
know it's
somebody
good when you
having a
put
good
your little tongue
time.
out your head, that little tongue out your.
Nina
You
say,
know you having a good time when the tongue come out.
what, the messy tongue? Okay. Her twerk is
Oh
stiffer than mine,
Lord.
and I'm older than her.
Nina
I
Simone.
knew that wasn't a real back. Like, that couldn't have been, that back was a little stiff. I'm saying if you gonna go and do it, like, do it.
Now, if she'd have threw it in a circle, y'all be
Oh, if she
talking.
would have threw it in a circle, I
You
would have
would
been like, y'all need
everybody
to
would
train
know
on
it.
it.
She might as well have threw it in a circle. They already calling her all kind of 304s. They calling her
Oh
all.
God.
They
Look at
didn't got this man.
Now,
This
see that
woman
I don't
divorced.
think that's necessary. That ain't right.
they
Like,
are they
if
going
you
hard. They done found the divorce papers, the filing for
you
the
ever knew when you was
company.
in trouble, when you were in trouble, let's just say you were out, let's just say you were out with your friends, something like that, right? And when you get home, you about to be in trouble. So you was like, I'm just go ahead and make it worth it. Like if
Balls to the
I'm gonna
wall.
get in trouble anyway, so I might as well just go on, make it worth it. You ain't never had that?
She had no idea. She
You don't
had
think so?
no
I feel
idea.
like they planned it low
NPR
key.
did. He was
Yeah.
trying to, he was like, but I tell you what he didn't do, he ain't cut that camera off.
He said, "Do we need to turn this off?" But he was like, "I ain't turning it off. I'm gonna see what you
This is
say.
content. And
I
guess
need the
what?
consent to say yes. Let's keep going." All
Are they a
right.
couple? I
He
don't think
clipped that
so.
thing up, baby. So he clipped that thing up. Them clips is sitting on his channel and they sitting on her channel. Content.
Shit,
Eh,
this is business. What you was doing?
Baby, where King at?
And now you know you really into it. Hey, that
I told
hey,
you, your tongue out.
That's
hey.
my song. What was she listening to in her head? Oh, was he really playing music in the background?
I
She ain't
don't
got.
know. I gotta go to the original stream, but I don't know. She was having a good time, and I think listen, she's a very beautiful woman. She has listen. She has been married. She has her kids, and she was out having a good time, and she should be able to.
And as much as she say she don't want to be called a boss, she a boss.
She
And she is
is
a boss.
been
That's
bossing.
why she
I,
came in.
Been.
That's
I
why she came in
don't call
so
a woman a
good.
boss. Oh, spoiler alert, girl, you a boss.
That's why I say, and she talking about her taking the channel from the kids. That's her channel.
That's our
That
channel.
was hers
Those my
anyway.
kids. Those
And
my
that was
kids.
her shooting the content. You know these daddies. This ain't no diss to the dads. They not doing this. They not shooting no content. They ain't like, playing with them children like that. They ain't got time to be sitting up there looking at them dolls, tea parties. Hey, Ollie, this is it's like, oh my God, what they
Got to
doing
go
now?
make the money. They got
That's
to
it.
go. They got to go to work. They ain't got time for.
She was
Listen,
homeschooling or something else too. You know,
somebody
not
said just like because you said it ain't the daddies, but somebody said who was the guy, the soccer player that married the 19-year-old soccer player that married the 31-year-old woman,
Akimi or
and he
something.
put all his stuff in his mama name.
Oh yeah,
Somebody asked why he didn't put it in his daddy name.
What you talking about?
People ain't doing that.
Who said that? What are you talking about?
Somebody asked he put all this stuff in his mom's name.
Yeah.
Why he didn't put it in his daddy name?
Oh.
Maybe his dad was at work or daddy wasn't there. I don't know.
No, I
But
think it's
people ain't doing
I think
that.
his
They put
parents
it
are
in their
married.
mama name because mama probably was the one.
I think his parents are married. I think they still. And I was like, Dad, I didn't even realize that. That's a good question. Why did he put it in his daddy name?
They don't be doing that. They ain't
Because
putting
they
their
don't like
daddy.
to play with the Muppets like
Mama gonna
like
sit there with all that mess.
like Melanie. Melanie had the sock puppets. She was on that joint.
Them kids, and that stuff is irritating.
Them kids remember that. They be like, nah, I'm putting my mama name. She played with them sock puppets.
Yes.
Mama cray cray.
And that was Mama Cray Cray channel. Mama Cray Cray. Oh, she didn't build a channel from the ground up. Yes, she did. She
Yeah,
built
that's
the
what I told
children's
you.
channel. She did. Not that I'm all on her side, because, Bill, you really do be going hard with the hordes of Babylon. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it about as many times she said. She was going with really hard, but we know what you're doing. But she built, that was hers. If my child built a channel, if I get a YouTube channel for my child, I'm the one doing that. I'm scripting it out. I'm figuring it all out. I built the channel. The children are the entertainment. Like they're the what do you call it?
The talent.
They're the talent. But as far as the director, producer, and all that, the writers, who all that, that's me. That's Mama Cray Cray. So she ain't take the children channel now. Daddy, she let him on it. And he probably wanted to take it over once he saw what it was doing. Because they do that too.
Oh, hold up. You making money over here? How much you
What
get
that
over
is
here?
now? Who
What
let
this?
you do that?
Show me what you got over
But
here.
what we could do is I could go get us a LLC and a such, and now we it's like what? I got
Okay.
it. No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
go get the good cameras. Now I ain't know
It's
y'all
like,
was
nah,
doing it
I
like
need to,
this.
yeah, nah, I need to go and take it over.
Okay,
No, you don't.
I'm gonna go and get the Panasonic whatever
Yeah.
cameras or whatever.
But
Cause we
what
gonna
else
do
y'all
this now.
need? What else you need?
We
Cause
gonna do this.
I want it done right. Oh, okay.
Listen, and I let him do it. You know what? You right. Finally, I've been finally trying to get you over here to play with these sock puppets.
He ain't doing that.
Now that
He
I made
still
a
ain't
little
gonna do
point.
that. That's why Mama Cray Cray had to come from behind the camera, had to go and get on screen.
I finally got you over here to play with these girls and these sock puppets and help me out with this thing. We making money over here.
Okay. King said he don't know what that is, a circle. What? Throwing that thing in a
Throw it in a
circle?
circle. Wine the waistline, King. Wine, wine,
Girl,
wine,
I thought
wine.
you were about to get up and
Me too.
go.
I said, okay, sir, yes. Tonight is gonna be a show, man. Go, man.
That's that.
Girl, I was like, okay.
Listen, you need that Dutchy wine. They hit it with that thing. They get your shoulders up, girl, because you gotta get that sting face with that thing. That's back in the day, y'all.
Don't do like Melanie Mel though.
But
Go
I get the
on
thing.
do
You
it
get
if you're
your
gonna do it. That's why I was like, oh, we both got quiet.
listen, I remember. I know King remember because this is the first. I often want to say, what was that Wayne Wonder? No letting go, no.
Holding back. Oh, I like that too.
That was my
'Cause you
joint. You
are
hear
my
me?
lady. Yes. Somebody said, oh, they talk about us dressed from the waist up. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Ain't no shoes on. None of that.
Ain't no shoes on.
There you go. This how they be on the news. Yes, the latest and what the weather's gonna be. Yeah, y'all might as
Exactly.
well assume that that this is a
Y'all,
waste up. Yes. Here you go.
that's it. We about to hit it. I got a Bible study in the morning. That's a lie. But I do gotta get up in the morning. And I told y'all I got company.
We do this every time.
I know.
We love y'all in the chat, man. Y'all always here supporting us the
Yes,
strong
indeed.
way. We had a few new people here tonight, and y'all, always welcome here at the My Unsolicited Opinion podcast. And we're glad to have our regulars, of course. So we're gonna let Joy.
Day
She always
one.
does our benediction for us.
Come on with the
We're gonna turn
benediction.
it over to our dear Joy, our heavenly lady over here.
Oh, good Lord. Y'all, anyway, listen, thank y'all so much for coming, spending some time with us at My Unsolicited Opinion podcast. We are on Wednesdays and Saturdays. For those of you that are new here, please make sure you subscribe,
She
tell a
busting
friend
a
to tell a
wine.
friend, come back. We might be dancing next time. You never know what you might get over here. But nonetheless, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you come back on Wednesday. And we see you when we see y'all. Bye.